Welcome back to Tyranny of the Dragonlords. Last we left off in the aftermath of a nighttime assassination attempt by a dark elf that identified himself as Ulysses Crow, a member of the infamous Crow family of assassins. The party spent the night recovering before waking late in the morning in the small village of Fairwind where they were staying. You conversed with the tavern master Bron, who was extremely apologetic and falling all over himself to try and help you and make amends, even giving you a trio of horses as a gift when you mentioned they need to buy some before you left. The party left the tavern after a late breakfast and split up, with most of you going to Liana's general goods store, Belle visiting the local church, and Chris walking off to wherever he walked off to. When Belle visited Fairwind's Church of the Holy Light and met its Reverend Albert, he learned a little about the Holy Light in the process. The rest of the party stocked up on some supplies and bought some local elderberry products in particular. After gathering back together, the messenger boy Franklin delivered the 3 horses to the party before running off. Before you left, Kalen explained that he got a message that morning from one of his acquaintances that couldn't be ignored, and said that he wanted to send Brosius and Chris to take care of it right now. He paid them for the current Blackfang job, paid them in advance on the next job, before telling Brosius to say goodbye to Bruno. He then pulled Chris aside and explained to him that in particular he needed to make use of his specific abilities for the mission, which would help him with his own personal goal, even revealing that he knew his real name, Sarah. The party left west out of Fairwind towards Ravenhold, with Brosius and Sarah heading back the way you came towards the capital. Belle tried once again to figure out what Gen's deal was. and Ethra spent some time gathering herbs, and Belle did some hunting, gathering enough meat to cover the entire 2 days' journey to Ravenhold, which Gen cooked the next 2 nights. On the second night, in the middle of the third watch, the group was attacked by a trio of rabid direwolves. Combat ensued, and the party managed to kill 2 of the direwolves before they subdued the third and knocked it into unconsciousness, assuming correctly that the direwolves were fully transformed werewolves. After combat ended, the 2 dead direwolves began transforming back into their human forms, where it was revealed that they were actually homeless and sickly children. Further investigation found that they were wearing leather collars inlaid with a red gem and engraved with Elvish runes. The Elvish runes looked like a form of Dark Elvish to Gen and Nethra, but Belle could read them perfectly, and he revealed that the collars were engraved with 5 words: control, submission, anger, fear, and hunger. And Nethra was distraught at the loss of life, primarily in one so young, and the party buried the 2 children before resting. In the morning, the 3rd child woke, and after the party gained his trust, especially Nethra. He learned his name Hugo, and also got information about his living conditions and what his recent history mostly consisted of. He was not educated at all, barely even understanding the concept and names of colours. You inferred that it was probably because of his homelessness at such a young age. And because I think he was kidnapped like 2 years before or something. He seemed to fear magic and mentioned a bad lady that would torture him, who you eventually learned was a high elf woman. Kalen eventually suggested that he could have one of his people escort Hugo somewhere safe, and the party agreed that Hearth or Fairwind would be the best choice for now. Though you as a party didn't think Hugo would take to a stranger well, especially after bonding with Nethra, Kalen assured that it wouldn't be a problem. All of you then became aware that you were being watched from afar by a person that looked identical to Nethra. Kalen said her name was Layla, and that she was a master of disguise and infiltration. Once the party and Nethra agreed to the plan, Kalen made Nethra invisible and Layla teleported into her place, leaving with Hugo back to Fairwind. You finally made it to Ravenhold, where you were met by 2 of the city guards. Once you explained who you were, they passed on a letter and message from Lord Hayward, inviting you to lunch the following day. One of the guards suggested that you find a tavern until then, and suggested, in particular, the Yawning Chestnut in the trade district. You made your way there and purchased rooms for the night from the proprietor, Thessaly, before you decided to, one by one, wash up and rest. Gen and Belle, on the other hand, set out into the city to try and gather information. Belle headed to another tavern in the trade district. I don't know if I named it last time, but it's called the Raven's Nest, and learned a few rumors, while Gen wandered the city to get a lay of the land and also gained some important information.
The rumors.
Sorry, what was it? Raven what?
The Raven's Nest. Because when I was rewatching the thing, I don't think I mentioned what it was called. Eventually, after a few hours of information gathering, the two of you returned to the Yawning Chestnut. On the way, someone bumped into Gen and left a message in his pocket, which wasn't unusual to you. You read a note and then destroyed it before retiring for the evening, which is where we pick up today's session.
Wait, you destroyed the note?
Secrets are no fun. Secrets
Friends online.
So if you guys want to just, I think
That's the plan.
everyone was retiring, so if everyone wants to do the long rest thing, I don't know if you need one. I don't think you need one. It is currently early in the morning on Sunday, the 22nd of April.
We get a long rest?
Yeah. In the year 846 PA.
Post-apocalyptic?
Post-ascension. I think. So yes,
Post
it is
something.
early in the morning on a Sunday.
Pre-apocalypse.
Post-Malone.
You guys are in the tavern, and the morning is yours to do however you want. You guys got your rumors but never shared them, so that's one thing to mention.
Yeah.
What did we never share?
The rumors
Well,
that
you technically
Okay.
never got the rumors.
Ah.
You don't even know that there's a council of 5.
So I will say, like, I took my bath last night, super squeaky clean. I still smell like smoke fire, or campfire. Smoke. Anyway,
Is that just like ingrained into your skin?
at this point.
So if I remember right, there was like one big room and a bunch of rooms surrounding it you guys had.
Did we get the suite?
Oh yeah, you got the suite.
I got the suite.
Of course you can see.
And then there's a few rooms around there.
The lady.
The
Lady.
So we're going to be meeting with Lord Haywood today for lunch.
For lunch? Wait,
Um,
lunch with
Perhaps we
them.
should talk about things we've discovered so far in preparation.
Are you guys gathering in a room or are you going downstairs? Because there is, it's like the suite is actually a suite. It's got like a meeting table kind of thing, like a dining table.
I assume probably there.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just making sure you guys are aware that's probably where you are.
Okay.
Residential suites are nice.
Oh, to answer your question earlier, potentially a whisper campaign. Anyway, blah, blah, blah.
So yeah, Kaylin's just like refreshed, well dressed. Everyone's waking up. Everyone's gathering at the table, and Kaylin's like, "What did you guys find out?
I
Gone
have,
for a few hours. I never saw you before you went to bed."
I'm going to make a note. I have taken my long rest, but my face, it seems like I have aged a couple of years
Yeah.
because my sleep was not restful. I slept, but kind of, yeah. Didn't hit REM quite.
Like, so how old?
No, it's just like my cheeks kind of look sunken in. You know, it's just darker
I guess
underneath.
you're not like wrinkly.
She did an all-nighter.
I'm just, you know, if you've ever like cried yourself through the night or something,
Oh, gotcha.
you wake up and your face is just kind of like puffy and you look unhealthy. It's kind of how I'm looking this morning.
Someone get her a sandwich. Make this woman a sandwich.
Anyway, yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. So what did you guys find out?
Well, so Lord Haywood, who we're meeting with today, apparently he goes on frequent hunts, hunting probably werewolves and wolves. So might be potentially a good contact for us, but also to be cautious just in case. Who knows if he's connected with them. Blah 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 blah. I'm trying to think of important information.
He's a member of the Council of 5.
Uh-huh.
Because that's actually not information they
Ah,
have.
he-
But you
he's-
don't have to
yeah,
explain it
also-
all, but...
He's one of 5 other members on the council, or 5 total, not 5 other. I learned a little bit about some of them. For example, the Wakefields, I don't remember.
Lady Wakefield.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Sydney.
So apparently their family's involved with like potentially dark magic. Warlocks are frequently in their family history. There was even a public execution recently, in recent years. Maybe. Anyway,
She potentially had an affair with Lawrence Blackburn when she was 16. Of course, I don't know this. I'm
Which,
metagaming.
how'd you know? Yeah, exactly. Did you hear that too?
These are really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Blackburn. So Lionel.
Lionel, yeah.
So his mother Joanna died mysteriously about 20 years ago, potentially in relation to Wakefields.
Yes, so apparently Lady Wakefield had an affair with. Sorry, what's his name?
Lawrence Blackburn.
Lawrence was the affair.
Oh, Lawrence.
Lionel's the child.
With Lionel's mother. And she died mysteriously. So there could be a connection there.
With Lionel's father.
Was Lady Wakefield
Wait.
Lionel's father?
So-
and now
Yes.
she's dead?
Yes.
Sydney. So Sydney Wakefield.
Lionel's both of Lionel's father, Lawrence.
Who is Lionel? Lionel is a what family?
Lionel's the one that's on the council.
Blackburn.
Lionel.
He's the
He's
Lord,
the current lord.
which implies that his father's not alive, even though you guys don't officially know that.
Okay, so Lionel is the current lord, and his father, Lawrence,
Yes.
Had an affair.
with Sydney
Sydney.
Wakefield
When she was 16.
when she was 16.
And she got off. No.
Sydney didn't get
Sydney-
no. Lawrence's wife got
Lawrence's
off.
then wife
Yeah.
got off.
Lawrence had an affair. Lawrence's wife died.
Oh, okay.
But no one knows the specifics. Some people say
But also,
it's-
the person he had an affair with, her family's into dark magic.
So so what I put was the current lord, Lionel, who was in his early 20s at this moment. His mother died under mysterious circumstances. So Lawrence's wife died under mysterious circumstances around 20 years ago, with many rumors as to why or how. Most rumors connected to the House of Wakefield for potentially being involved.
Oh, so he's not Wakefield's son. No.
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 That,
He's
that,
Blackburn's.
Lionel is not Wakefield's son.
Yeah, no, Lionel is Blackburn.
Lionel
Just
is
straight through and through Blackburn.
Lionel was 24. So if the fair happened,
was already
yeah,
born.
it was already, he was like 8 or whatever.
Oh, okay.
and then we have the. My handwriting's terrible. I have Rat House.
I'll be honest. I was
Felsus?
trying to go. I was trying to go through all of the notes and like all my notes and like the recordings and stuff. And I'm like, I need to look at someone's notes. I went to your thing. I couldn't read a word you were
Yeah.
so I went to your thing.
I also write in cursive, so that probably doesn't help. But anyway, this word in particular I cannot read. But the Valorous House?
Felsus.
Yeah. So,
Real Fastos.
real fast. So,
is the last
a
name.
year ago, I guess, Elishor
Elishor,
married a dark elf woman, which was apparently quite the controversy. So there's some controversy there too, though I didn't get much information beyond that. And there was a fifth member that I didn't learn anything about. I don't know if you guys know anything about them.
You didn't learn anything about Ashcroft.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the one.
Hopefully.
We'll find out.
I mean, the rumors that I wrote down are slightly less juicy, but whether or not it's important or not is...
As of right now, I have almost no lead as to which one of the five might be the one where, or if any of them are, honestly. But, or do we know that one of them is?
There was one more rumor. Oh no, it wasn't. Sorry, it was an extension of what you said. Is the dark elf woman? I think I said her name was Ludona,
We don't.
and it was controversial mainly because they usually marry high elves, and randomly just married a dark elf, whatever that means. I don't know, but
Is it?
Well, you mentioned that we were to meet with Lord Hayward.
Mhm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Is there a set time for
I forgot to write up the letter. But yes,
Yes.
it's just at midday.
For a midday meal. Up at his manor,
Yeah, it was at his
Same.
manor. That gave the letter that I didn't write had basic instructions on how to get there.
Cool.
So just walk in the dark.
Well, you
But
know,
if-
you know where the Noble District is because
Oh,
you
yeah, I
also.
do.
I don't know if you have that map, but
Oh yeah. This,
the Noble District's the top middle one. So you know where it is technically because that's
I
part
know.
of what you were doing. You were more scouting the location and overheard rumors.
I don't know if there's anything we need to do beforehand, but perhaps if we want to start painting a target on ourselves, we could be very vocal in the fact that we're meeting with Lord Haywood in a hunt in search for werewolves. perhaps, if we want to.
And Lord Haywood is like aware of the fact that we're here to find werewolves, or
Oh, you have no idea. You guys sent a message ahead to this city, Scarn City, I'm saying city. The nobles consider it a city, even though it's not technically. So, you sent word ahead saying that you were coming. You didn't really, I don't think you said why. And then you got attacked by direwolves and
showed up bruised. And
not that
bloody
this is
and
slightly metagaming, but like you guys sent the letter ahead. I think it was the night before the assassination. Then you slept. Then there was like 2 days, and then you got on the night before you came here. You were attacked by direwolves. So technically, the letter could have arrived, and then they could have sent people out in the time that took you to get to that point. Because you don't technically know.
They could have sent people out to
hunt us down.
They could have sent the direwolves.
Yes.
Okay.
So then you have way more information or like leads in that respect of them like, oh yeah, based on the timing, someone from there probably sent the direwolves. But if you think about it for a second, Ulysses was already in town, so you don't really know how that came about.
Yeah.
Because that happened like.
Ulysses said that he was hired by
a noble.
A noble.
Or not noble.
Yeah, it was a noble in Ravenhold, is what he said. But, timing-wise, the nobles wouldn't have known you were... Technically, you had not announced yourself there yet.
So it might be a different noble, even. It might be 2 noble houses that want us dead.
Hadn't he been there for like a couple days already?
Yeah, he'd already been there for a couple of days. And then he tried to assassinate you a few hours after you sent the letter ahead. Yeah. So there's no way that you could have gotten the job, theoretically.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible, but...
It's possible, but not likely at all. It would have had to be some high-level magic and stuff.
So, any thoughts?
Well, if we're not sure entirely what he knows, we want to keep it on the down low.
Well, our original plan was to be as vocal in our intent, since we have no leads, so that they would come to us. So we could use this, or if we want to change tactics, we can be more on the down low.
Maybe up to the nobles here.
The original plan was to... It's Kaylin's like, the original plan was to announce ourselves. We could do investigations as well. I don't think we have time for it too much this morning. Maybe we can do some rumor gathering or something for a few hours, but gotta make ourselves look presentable for the lunch. It's a lunch, not a dinner, but still meeting with the noble for the first time.
I think personally, I want to be on the side of announcing ourselves and letting the town, city know why we're here.
I think it would speed things up at least.
Yeah.
At the very least, it would make things like we couldn't be investigating for weeks if we don't bring attention to ourselves.
And the sooner we handle this, the less casualties. On those sides.
Could we potentially let it slip that we're meeting with Lord Haywood? Maybe start some kind of rumor or whisper just within Ravenhold that, this noble, this group of travelers who call themselves from the Empire, say that nobility have come into town and now they're meeting with Lord Haywood. If we are to believe that these members of the council have some contention between them, if we started a rumor that nobility was meeting with a specific house, could we cause more contention between the houses and potentially increase the pressure on a specific house?
I can see that.
This is me as a DM saying it because I forgot to say it before, but the Council of Five are the leading noble houses. There are other lesser noble houses in Ravenhold, but like it's exactly like this part. Maybe I never finished it. But like they're like the head 5. However they got their positions, you don't know. But like the noble district exists more than just 5 estates. Like, the noble district is not just 5 estates. It's
I think that's why we can call ourselves nobility.
yeah, you can say it just fine and be like, yeah, we're nobles. It's like it's not like we are now the 6th noble house in the city. It's like no, it's not that. It's just
there's higher nobility and there's like nobility.
there's higher. This town has higher nobility, which is the council, and lower nobility, and then the trade district is mainly like the commoners, and then there's the slums area, which is like not homeless people, but like lesser commoners, if that even makes sense.
Yeah.
Less accommodated.
There's like regular commoners that don't have titles, and then there's those people.
We don't maybe specifically have a trade.
Yeah, they don't even like. Yeah, I think I mentioned that like there's a residential district in the bottom right, and that's mainly where like the commoners that work in the trade district live. So they have separate buildings from their houses, whereas the ones in the slums kind of just like live in the stalls and the small buildings and shacks that they have.
So speaking of that, okay, if we are coming in as nobility, I think that we could also, as part of our investigation, potentially visit the slums and see, maybe talk to some of the people that are within the slums and see about those missing children. How many children are missing? How long ago they went missing?
We didn't really see any homeless children in this area.
That's
We came
true.
last
Because
night.
I remember making a note, mental note, about not seeing exactly much like
Yeah, you didn't really
poverty
see
or-
poverty much at all.
I was wondering. This is one of the questions I wanted to ask. Actually, is who's in charge of cleaning up the streets to hopefully get more information potentially.
Maybe there's a specific house in charge of
Yeah, that might be
the
getting
slums.
people basically to turn into werewolves. Kill two birds with one
If we
stone.
can find a house and see if maybe the specific council members are in charge of different aspects of Ravenhold, we could target a specific house and, further investigate that one house instead of trying to assume that all 5 of them have something to do with this.
I agree. That's a good point I hadn't considered. It could be all 5.
It could be all 5.
That would be something.
What time is so I'm guessing it's like
It's like, I don't know, 9 or 8 or 9. It's not like...
Have a few hours.
If you
before.
want a few hours, then yeah, it's 8 o'clock. Probably still need to eat.
Do we want to do some
Cold?
sort
Are you,
of?
are you actually cold?
I'm genuinely cold. I'm actually gonna go get a blanket because like
So
Are you guys cold or are you just like temperate?
I'm
like,
not-
fine?
no.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I
Shit.
guess before I'm just gonna like maybe we can like split up and meet up somewhere. So like I'll just like head out and like start spreading rumors about what we're doing.
For campaign.
Like I'll maybe go to the market district and just like window shop and like talk to people about what we're doing.
Are you going to stay within your current stature, or are you going to try to disguise yourself?
I almost want to present myself as who I'm presenting myself
And
as.
technically, like, I mean, none of us are technically, but like, you're not a high elf or a sun elf, or
Yeah.
like dark elves don't really.
Like
That's a good point. Dark elves don't. There's not really many noble dark elves.
Uh-huh.
There are. This is Kaelin talking. Kaelin's
Yeah.
saying, yeah, there are, but it's nowhere near as common at all because they only just came
So
back into the
basically,
world
yeah.
recently. Yeah.
I will say, I'm gonna be like talking in like first person. Like, yes, I'm here with people trying to hunt werewolves. Lord Haywood is meeting with us. We think we have leads or something. I don't know. Just trying to like spread that around, you know. I don't
So
know.
we are gonna make it known that
At least
like
for me.
we're at least gonna make it known that like Lord Haywood is like we want to be in comeuppance with Lord Haywood about hunting werewolves.
I'm hoping to meet with him to. That's probably what I'll say is like.
Well,
I'll
the
want
amazing
to-
thing is like we came here originally. Well, we knew that there were something to do with werewolves over here. Well, we heard rumors and then we had it basically confirmed. But like, we know that there's people going missing. That's probably what most people know about is that there's people going missing. So we might have to focus on that as like the main point. But also, we are investigating the fact that there are werewolves coming out of Ravenhold, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is it normal? Would it be a normal thing though for like outside nobility to come into a city that has nobility and be like,
Well, we could also tie that again with like we're
Big
here
attack.
specifically because of like people that are going against the Empire, and like linked with the werewolves kind of thing.
Yeah, we can be mostly honest. Best lies
Yeah.
are the ones that are mostly
Yeah.
true. Is we were at the carnival in Dawn-Crest and we were attacked by werewolves that were meant to come out of Ravenhold.
and we could tie in with the whole fact of like being part of the Empire because the prince was at the carnival, tying into that whole like more truth
We're
thing.
here, stamp down this rebellion and be rid of the werewolf problem.
Yeah, I like that. We can definitely like pull back into the whole. We were in Dawn-Crest, you know, the prince was there, and there was a surge of werewolves that occurred, and we've, you know, come to learn that they were most likely coming out of Ravenhold. I like that. You guys are so smart.
That being said, if that's
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you're gonna go. Where did you say you were gonna go?
Like the market district area. I feel like that's where a lot of like there'll be a
That's
lot
like
of traffic.
the
so
slums. You mean? Yeah, like. Or do you mean like? So this place, with the like the this isn't the trade district.
trade district is right.
Where we are
Yeah.
does have like nicer shops and stuff. The slums. What did I call it? I call it the slums, but there's another name I have for it.
I have market.
It might be the
peasant
market.
slash
Yeah,
slums on it.
yeah, market peasant. Like the market district is where just like the poorer people shop. This is a slightly nicer place.
Well,
Like the nobles would come here to shop. They wouldn't go to the slums.
then I'll just probably stick around here for a bit before meeting up.
That makes sense. Do we want to do something? Do we want to?
Even dear, I would love a nice address to meet with you at Haywood, considering it feels like taking with us.
We can
We
do that.
have been sieged by Dragonlords.
That's very true. I think we
Choose
can
that.
do some
And I
shopping.
just want a pretty dress!
We can absolutely do some
Not a
shopping.
sugar daddy.
I do have a sugar daddy!
I think if we go shopping, keep ourselves occupied for a few hours. You guys be the bodyguards while we're doing that. And then Bell kind of, not sneakily so much, but wanders off on his own to do that stuff.
Well, we could also, if there's bodyguards with us, we can also like see if there's somebody specifically keeping an eye on the nobles in the city.
Yeah. See if anyone's following.
See if anyone's following, see if anyone's trying to like gauge or like learn anything about the nobles.
We'll keep our eyes
Where are
out.
my list of Ravenhold buildings?
Keep our eyes out, lady.
We'll
It's
keep
not
our
on my
eyes
Ravenhold
out,
page.
lady.
Keep our eyes out.
Okay,
keep
no, there it
y'all
is. I have like
safe.
20 shops.
You'll be safe.
I think what I want to do too,
Yeah.
not with an intent to like actually get any information, but like kind of add more weight to like what I'm doing. But I want to like kind of like bribe people to like keep their eye out for certain things, for like suspicious people talking about us or asking, you know, not again to like necessarily cash in on this, but like so I'll like drop a few gold, maybe like just throughout the like while I'm talking to people. And anyway, that's my plan.
That's a good point, actually. Kalen never gave you any gold for this job, right?
I
Not
don't
yet.
think
So he gave it to the other two because they were leaving.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
Yeah, okay. In that case, Kalen's gonna. He said 15 platinum, right? He's gonna give out 5 platinum to each of you as like part of it. Just so you have like it's 50 gold if you don't want to put it in as platinum.
50 gold.
But, yeah. 5 platinum or 50 gold is the same thing.
I just dropped
Just because I
5.
honestly don't know how much gold you guys have
Yeah.
right now. You spent some gold.
We have. We have.
Well, it's cool. I didn't notice that at the top it says how much you have
yeah.
in gold. Oh, I have Electrum? I didn't realize I had Electrum.
How the frick did you get Electrum?
Or maybe I might have put that in Electrum when I meant to put it in silver. I'm just going to change
That's
that.
possible.
So 50 per platinum, right?
Yeah, 50 platinum or 50 gold.
1 platinum piece is 10 gold pieces.
Is one?
1
10.
platinum is 10
Oh,
gold.
it's 10.
So you can put like 3 platinum and 20 gold, or the other way around.
Bless you.
Less you did.
Bless you day.
But yeah, once I'm done with that, I'll just meet up with everyone.
Okay, in that case, we'll do. Okay, so we need to go. Before we do that, we need to go downstairs and eat breakfast. We can also like maybe say something and then if we wanted to. If not, it's whatever. But, so I'm not gonna. We don't need a roleplay at all. You go downstairs. Oh crap! What's her name?
Talking about the lady at the bar.
I don't even know if I said this, but a waitress walks up to you and her name's Shiniela.
Hold on.
Shiniela, yeah.
Shine.
SHYNEILA.
Jesus.
And she's enthusiastic and comes up to you and she's like, "My name's Shiniela, how can I help you today? Do you want a table for breakfast?"
It's too preppy.
I hate preppy.
Do you want me to do my Valley Girl?
No, I hate it so much.
Let's do it.
Hey, Shaniela, we totally good together.
Gotta get that vocal fry.
You gotta get the vocal dry.
So yeah, Kaylin's like, "Yes, we'll have a table for breakfast." So she hands over some money. It's like, whatever the best breakfast you have is. Just try to spend some money. She leads you to a table. Actually, you guys want to? Oh yeah, table in the back. And then
We all die.
I'm just like, yeah, okay. So you have breakfast. Takes 30 minutes, whatever. Gen doesn't eat.
I'm waiting for the moment where the food's poison, everyone eats it, and then everyone passes out again.
Honestly.
That might save the day at one point.
Gen needs his pocket bait.
We'll say it's now like 9 o'clock, then you guys, you go off to do your thing. If you want to do, what would be the best thing for this? What kind of role would be?
Like when I've done it, like just like a general charisma check almost.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
do a charisma check for, do 2 charisma checks, because if you do 2 hours maybe,
Okay.
and you guys start looking around for, what'd you roll?
I got 1 nat 20 and a 15, and that's a total of so 22 and 17.
Okay, nice.
That's
I'll get to that in a second. But
Never rolled another nat 20 today.
so you guys go, and you're in the same area, but you're looking around. Like,
Also, first roll of the night is a nat 20.
you're window shopping. You see a few businesses as you're walking around trying to find a clothing store. You find... Why did they come up with these names? You find Hobard's Wonderful Wares.
Hobart.
You see there's just a sign up. You see a place called Potions and Lotions.
I'm interested.
Potion.
You
Tubes and lubes.
You see what looks like a bookstore called The Elder Scroll.
Yeah!
And then you find you actually see a leatherworking store that is called Hayward's Hides and Handicrafts.
Jesus.
Hayward's Hides and Handicrafts. And then you find a clothing, if you don't go into that, you find a clothing store called Green Blossom's Outfitters.
So cute.
And it looks like cutesy a little bit. It's not like obnoxiously cutesy, but it looks nice.
Oh.
And if you go in there, you go in, and it's like there's all different fabrics along the walls. There's a few dresses on display, a few suits on display. They look pretty nice. It's a more expensive place.
It's okay, I have a sugar thing.
There's only like a couple of people in the store because it's relatively early in the morning. But a female gnome approaches you.
No! We
We should say that.
A little gnome.
You just grab her by the
so
Ah, you're so cute!
And
She's
gnomes are pretty long-lived, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get old, man.
So she looks middle-aged for a gnome. So she looks like a middle-aged person, but is probably 150 or something. So she approaches you. Kaylin's kind of standing back slightly. He's like a foot behind you.
What was the name of the store again? Haywood's?
Hayward's Hides and Handicrafts.
We're in there now?
No, you're not in there. You saw that on the way
On the
to
way.
this thing. You can stop back there after if you want,
I didn't know you said that.
though. I'd have it so many places.
Because I'm tired.
It's all his fault. And she approaches and she says, "My name is Bree. How may I help you today?" And she's very soft-spoken.
So pretty. Bree, you have a lovely name, my dear. some casual attire for an event. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too
Is it for a dinner? Is it for a party? I do everything here. If I knew more about that, I could help you.
It's for a meal with someone of high importance.
Okay. Nobility?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to tell me everything, but that helps a lot. And she wanders off and starts looking at fabrics and thinking. It's doing the whole Ollivander thing where he's just going through his wands and stuff. What do you want your dress to look like?
Okay. I gotta think about that.
Big, poofy shoulders.
You can think about that. We'll go back to Vel for a second.
I'll be keeping an eye.
So you rolled a natural 20, right? And you're just trying to tell, like, just talk with people and...
Yeah, basically just trying to like paint a target on us, basically.
Okay. You, like, just kind of talk with random people. You find random people on the street. You spend about 2 hours doing it. And over the course of 2 hours, you definitely succeed at spreading awareness.
Like there, like probably gets to a point where like I can hear someone repeating.
Yeah,
back
it gets to the point where you know that people are
Yeah.
saying something about it.
Cool.
Like it takes the whole 2 hours for
Yeah.
it to happen, but eventually it's like people know, and like you hear a whispers, like you hear someone talking about it and walking off to another
Yeah.
district. So it's like okay, yeah, it's gonna.
It's working.
You also hear a random rumor in that time.
Oh, okay.
So you can pick. I do not have anything for Wakefield, but I have rumors for everything else. Like you guys got the Wakefield rumors.
I want to go ahead and get that
Ashcroft. Yep.
Yeah.
One or two, so even odds are evens.
Odds.
Melissa Ashcroft is Lord Ashcroft's granddaughter and heir, as in granddaughter and heir, and has been groomed to take over the headship of the family when her grandfather dies. There are living children of the grandfather.
Awkward.
She's next.
But she is next in line. The grandfather's name is Harwin. Harwin.
And he's the one that's currently on the council. Then.
Yes, Harwin Ashcroft is on the council. His granddaughter, Melissa, is being groomed and is, as far as everyone is aware, like, named heir. But there is still one son and one daughter alive. Yes, okay, I'll mark that off. So yes, you spend two hours doing that. You get a rumor. You find out that people are talking. They know that you. Okay, that's a good point. What are you talking about specifically? Just to make sure.
Yeah.
So like, are you saying that
I mentioned
you were in Dawn-Crest and you got attacked by werewolves?
Yeah, I mentioned basbasically everything. So
you basically. Okay, that's what I just wanted to double check.
So werewolves, like we're hunting them. Also, like the rebellion against the Empire, the attack in Dawn-Crest, who we are, and like.
Yeah, you got information that there was some kind of resistance against the Empire.
And that we're meeting with Lord Haywood.
Yes.
And like,
Okay. I'm going to give you another rumor, but it's partly because of... Actually, no, I'm not. We'll get to that point if you do it.
It's a very expensive guy.
Okay. So you do that. You spend 2 hours. Oh, you don't spend 2 hours. She's like... She works pretty quickly. Actually, she probably does. She probably can't make a dress in 2 hours.
Probably can't make
But
it
she
quick.
has. You explain what you want, and
Alteration.
she goes through dresses and makes some alterations over the course of 2 hours. And you get the dress, and it fits you, and it complements your skin and your hair and your eyes. Everything just complements each other. It's all different shades of purple.
I'm just gonna describe it, just for the audience at home. It very much gives like elven aristocrat feels. So it has like long sleeves, and it kind of goes into like a galaxy purple and blue, and it's a very deep purple satin look, and it's long sleeved, and it has a very open neck, and then it's got a corset, and it's long, very A-line. But like, damn, I look good.
It's hot.
I'm hot.
I would say because you're not like getting a dress freshly made, it doesn't take the full 2 hours. It takes probably an hour and a half or so, an hour and 45 minutes. So you have about an hour and 15 minutes before you're supposed to meet. You know, it'd probably take you, you would know, it'd probably take 20 minutes to get there at like a steady pace. So if you wanted to visit any other buildings, you could briefly. You wouldn't have time to do much more than that. Because there was the leatherworking Hayward's place.
It's the same name.
It's the same name.
Well, maybe I feel like we should check that.
Also, when I was looking at your notes, you were not spelling it how I was spelling it, so I don't know if I'm just saying it weird, but it's Hayward. Like,
Oh.
I keep saying Haywood, but I know my accent makes it stupid.
It's
Yeah.
Hayward?
Yeah,
Like,
W-A-R-D. When I say it, I know it sounds like Haywood, but it's
It
meant to be
does sound like
Hayward. Hayward. There you go, there's my
That's
accent right
Hayward.
there. Hayward.
Keyword.
Please don't. Let's just stick to Hayward.
No, I love the accent.
Like, I saw your notes, I'm like, yeah, I realize my accent's doing that. There's a few words like that that just don't come through properly.
I got it.
Did you?
Did you really?
Yeah, I got it too.
Did
I
you?
can check my notes.
I'm
I might have spelt it out,
I'm pretty
but
sure
you
you
did
spelled it
not
out,
write it down.
I-
So
I wrote
purposely
Haywood
ignore
as
you.
well.
You wrote
I
Haywood as well.
ignore you because
You don't. You have tons of notes. You wrote 2 pages of notes last session.
you know what? You can go screw yourself, man.
Anyway, are you guys going to the...
Milady, I think it might be a good idea. I'll split us.
That looks...
I will say, because I forgot that. Kaylin does get like an outfit as well. It's just like, it's basically like a combination between a suit and dress robes. It's kind of fancy, but otherwise like nothing spectacular. It didn't require much effort to get it affixed to him. You go into the store? Just double checking? Okay. So you see the name of it. What it's called. Hayward's Hides and Handicrafts, which implies that it's a leatherworking store. And you walk in and there's just like leather armor here, leather clothes there, there's belts and straps and just every kind of leather thing that you can make.
Which makes sense if he's like an outdoorsy hunter
Yes.
person.
Yes, exactly my point. So yes, there's like basically everything there. Is everyone going in? Is everyone that's there?
What was it? Haywood's?
Still saying Haywood.
Haywards!
You spelled it
Hides and
Haywood,
handicrafts, yeah.
Hides and handicrafts.
Do perception or investigation checks? Everyone can. Because you're kind of just looking around.
Did you say perception?
If you're just looking around, perception, yeah.
I got a 5.
If you're trying to find anything in particular, maybe investigation, but you're
I
kind of
am
just
too
looking around.
distracted by my pretty dress. Because I look fucking fabulous.
I got an 11. I got 15.
Okay. So Grudok is the one that sees it. Well, you see there's different types of leathers and stuff, like leather armor, sorry. Do you have studded leather armor on? I don't know.
I think I do.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because if you don't, you could buy it here. I just don't remember if you have it or not.
I'm pretty sure. Mariner studded leather.
Yeah.
Ooh, mariners.
Oh, yes. Yes. I forgot. That was one of your things, right? I forgot about that.
Nice.
Cool. In that case, yeah, there's no special armors here. If you didn't have a special armor, I might say there was, but there's
Okay.
not.
I get a cool
But
add-on.
with your 15 perception, you're just kind of looking around. You're looking at belts and straps and
What kind of
armor
straps?
and hides and collars that look very familiar.
Collars! Collars.
I can't remember what's
They look quite familiar.
I'm into that sub shit.
And you realize that they look pretty similar
Like,
to the collars that were on the walls.
do you have the translation?
I don't know where it
Okay.
is. You cleaned up and I don't know where everything went, babe. Is it in here?
It's probably in.
I can look through it while you're, or I guess maybe I shouldn't.
I don't know.
Check your Taylor box and that box.
What take?
Are you
Taylor
here too?
box. The
I'm not
Taylor
in
box
the-
on there,
no.
that's Taylor.
I'm doing my thing still.
I'll just kind of.
How am I supposed to know? Oh, I don't know where it is.
Genso has two. Genso has two.
I mean, you're the one
Has
with
two?
Okay, so I don't.
Yeah, we destroyed one, and then the other two.
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that one. For reasons that one.
It doesn't like you don't need to see it particularly, but like based on the roll, the belt looks pretty much identical to the belt. It doesn't have the inlaid gem on it, and it doesn't have the
Right.
writing on it, but it looks
But, like,
whatever, like the studded part of it, like it just looks it's pretty much exactly the same. Like
Kinky.
so, you can infer that either
There's some connection.
they probably originated from here, whether it was Hayward or whether it was someone just purchasing it, because it is just a shop.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if we weren't sure it was Ravenhold, it's probably sure of it now.
Is there like some sort of shopkeep here?
Yeah, there's someone. But we don't need to worry about
I
it.
was gonna say, I blame you.
What? What?
You have no organization about your gaming stuff.
You put all the stuff all over. You put like stuff on my computer desk. I was just.
Because there's no organization.
Anyway,
Yes, there is a. I want to say middle-aged man. He's got dark hair, black. He's wearing some pretty nice clothes. Probably.
Human man?
Yes. He's got like, yeah, it's kind of, you can't really immediately tell if it's black hair or dark brown, but it's dark hair.
I'm gonna kind of walk up to Caleb and I'll be like, "Hello, Lord," and then I'll just kind of like come inside.
And kind of point it out a little bit.
I don't think I'll point it out like.
Yeah.
Look,
you'll just be like, wow, this is very fine craftsmanship.
Oh yeah, it's like as soon as you draw attention to it, Kalen like immediately like clicks. It's like it gets it immediately. Kalen is going to approach the shopkeep, and he is just going to start conversing with him, and it's like, "My name is Lord Kalen of whatever the house is." I don't have that written down right here either. House of Eleanor, Baron of something.
How dare you not remember this?
It's hard for me to go between
Yeah.
sessions on my notes. It's annoying. I need to fix it.
He is Lord Caitlin of the noble house of Elenos, Baron of Thalanor, and his intended lady Anethra, heiress of the noble house of Tin.
I remember Tanithil more than I remember Kalen's. So he just introduces himself. The shopkeep says, "My name is Grayson Hayward." And there's like, Kalen has like a tiny little hint of recognition. And he's like, "Yes, my cousin is the Lord Hayward. This is his store. I run it. We keep it in the family. Is there anything in particular I can help you with?" And Kalen's like, "I hate role playing with myself."
Wait, so Hayward owns the store?
Hayward owns the store, and his cousin is the one that's running it. I need to write down the guy's name because I don't have that written down.
Grayson. Very werewolfy name.
Actually, kinda
Wait,
is.
do we know Hayward's first
So
name?
no, you
I
don't know Hayward's first name.
Okay.
White Sun.
White daughter.
Yeah.
But he's like, "I'm just interested in some collars. I have a couple of dogs that and he's gonna try and do charisma persuasion check or whatever. Charisma check. He's not gonna try and persuade him. That's pretty good. Crap, I need Kalen's stats.
Very subtly be like,
Actually, I know his charisma modifier is good. I just can't remember what it is.
Wait, who's carrying your other clothes?
I have a bag of holding.
Okay, he has 19. You got no time. So he's not trying to persuade him or anything. He's just trying to sweet talk him, and Kalen ends up buying a couple of the collars for his dogs that he owns back home in his
Mystical land.
mystical land of existing wherever that place is. Gets 3 collars, and they're like $2 each. I like them a lot.
That's bad noise.
And you kind of keep doing some window shopping a little bit, and then meet up outside. And you have probably like 30 minutes to get there, which it takes 20 minutes to get there. So if you guys are all good, you're gonna head over there. And Gen leads the way.
I know how to get there.
Because Gen knows how to get there.
You believe, brother?
When I meet back up, I'm just gonna at least tell everyone just about the whole Melissa thing. Just to have one more thing to use potentially when negotiations or talks or whatever happen.
So she's the granddaughter?
Yes,
of
they
the
have
British accent?
they have like 2 living children already, so I don't know why she specifically
Those children must have done something. to
or
remove-
didn't do something.
Or didn't do something to remove themselves from the inheritance list.
You guys does not maliciously asking this question.
It is malicious.
But are you talking about this outside, like on the way to the noble place?
Like whispering among
Like
Okay.
walking like along amongst ourselves, just in my nice pretty dress.
You do look very pretty in your dress.
Hey.
You like a friend.
Bitch.
Okay.
You can't see very well because
You spend about 20 minutes walking.
He's also stupid.
You follow along. You get into like the noble area. Like it's not like a fenced off area, but it's
clearly
like, yeah. There's
distinct.
It's like clearly distinct. It's like yeah. You follow the directions in a little bit to maybe. Actually, yeah, it's probably about in the middle, but not completely in the middle. And you come upon the estate, and it's pretty
Fucking
nice.
man. Have you ever seen that house in Draper? You guys ever gone up to those houses
I've
that are
been
next
to
to the Draper Temple?
Yeah.
Fucking massive.
Let me see pictures of
This looks just like one of them Draper houses.
I'll
What's
see
a
if I-
Draper?
What's them Drapers?
Sorry, it's someplace from my hometown.
You wouldn't get it. It's from Thalador.
It is
It's a-
pretty
it's
big.
an orc.
It's
An orc?
2 stories.
troll. No, what are you?
Like story. It's got a fence around it. It's one of those like part brick, part steel things, and then bricks, pillars every now and then. It's got a really good garden all the way throughout it, and it kind of like leads up to the building, and it's like it's a C shape, not really a C shape. I don't know how you describe that, but you like walk up to it, and there's 2 wings on the left and right.
Kind of like a bracket.
Yeah, it's like a bracket, like a square bracket, and you're approaching the middle of the square bracket, basically. So there's the 2 wings. It's big. It's not the biggest maybe thing you've ever really seen, but it's clearly, as you're looking around, it's one of the nicer places here. Like if there's 30 estates, it's top 5, but it's not the best. And as you like enter grounds, someone like runs up and approaches you.
Oh dear.
And it's okay.
With a knife.
Fastly walks and approaches you. It's not like a rushed thing, but it is like a butler basically. He comes up and introduces himself. My name is Bernard.
Bernard.
Can I assume that you are Lord Hayward's intended guests for lunch?
Yes.
I mainly say that out loud, even though you shouldn't be asking Kaylin because I don't want to talk to myself.
Yeah.
Well, you are the introducer.
Oh yeah, you are the introducer person, so yes, you are right. Like, you do the introduction.
Yeah,
you
the
do
full thing.
the whole introduction thing. Lord
I do like a
Kaylin,
little,
it's
like,
Lady
flourish.
Nethrin.
Lady Nethra and all of those fancy names.
You like curtsy
Great.
when I say your name.
I do cute little curtsies. So fun. Oh, shut up.
He's like, I can lead you in, and he will meet you in the dining room, and dinner will be served as soon as you're ready.
Thank you.
You walk up, you go up a small flight of stairs, it's slightly raised off the ground, you enter, and it's like the hallway of a mansion. It's like a big staircase in the front, it's pretty open, doors going up to the side. There's a couple of servants walking around. Some look like they're from the kitchen, some look like maids and stuff. One of the kitchen people like if you're looking at the stairs like this, on the left, there's a door that he goes into, and it kind of goes down a little bit, like it's an underground kitchen, I guess. And Bernard leads you to the left of it. That's ridiculous.
That's a great word.
That's a castle.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's what I pictured.
Yeah, it's like that, but it's more of like a bracket C-shaped kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm supposed to.
And he kind of leads you to the left into a pretty big dining table. And he said, Lord Hayward will be with you momentarily.
Just make your little bow.
I just thought of something. He doesn't lead you to the dining table. He leads you into like a receiving area with like a couch and table. Yeah.
Waiting.
So,
The waiting area. That's what I was
I'm not a rogue anymore, so I feel like someone should metagaming check for traps.
You can do perception checks if you want.
I want to do like investigation checks though, not just.
Well, what are you looking for? You looking for traps?
I just want to like run my hand along the table and just see if I notice.
Do you have any like spells for checking for poisons or anything? I mean, I'm not saying
Yeah, I
there's nothing edible here to eat that could be poisonous. But
I have a +5 on perception.
yeah. If you want to observe the room, just see what the room looks like.
I can do
perception.
detect magic. Is what I can do.
If you want to do detect magic, you can.
You know what? Sure, I will do that.
Oh yeah, it's only a 10.
Yeah, I'll do an investigation, I guess.
Yeah. Do I just say? Do I just tell you?
You cast it,
I cast detect magic.
and what does it say specifically?
It says for the duration, which is concentration up to 10 minutes, I can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me. If I sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic if any.
Okay. I mean, I can never remember all of the schools of magic. Would you roll?
16.
Would
16 investigation.
okay. Are you looking for anything in particular, or you just
I'm just looking for anything that could be a trap.
yeah, kind of place that wouldn't be nice there?
Yeah.
Okay. You walk around the room. I'm trying to picture it for a second.
I'm walking around the table, just like running my finger along, like the.
Okay, so what happened is you went in the building, you went to the left into the first room there, which is a receiving room, and there's a door across from the door you entered, and a door to the right.
Okay.
The one to the right looks like a double door that would probably lead to a dining room. The one in front of you, you can't tell what it leads to, and then you just start walking around. Is that what you've done?
Yeah, I'm just walking around the table. I'm assuming there's a table in the receiving room.
Yeah, it's a small table.
Okay.
Mostly couches and chairs and stuff, but you see little faint hints of aura on some of the objects on display in here. There's like paintings and like wolf heads and stuff because they're hunters. So there's like they're showing off the fact that they hunted wolves. What the heck would? There's one wolf head that gives off an aura. I don't know what it would be.
Transmutation.
Transmutation, probably, yeah.
Like werewolf.
Wait, transmutation meaning like it wasn't originally a wolf?
Potentially.
Yeah. So,
Wait,
But-
they can't
but-
be the same thing as direwolves.
but they revert to human form. So
I know.
that's why it's a little strange.
See if it's alive.
One of the paintings has a faint aura of like illusion magic on it. You can't really tell what it is. It's just a skull. You're just like, oh, it looks like it has a bit of illusion magic on it. It's like maybe it's not the painting that it looks like, or maybe it's something else.
It's actually a C4 where you jump into it.
And then you kind of just get like faint hints of magic from just like maybe there's like a sword here or something, like just
a lot of display items.
Yeah, they're mostly like display items. So most of them don't have magic, but there are a couple that have faint hints of it. It's not like if you pick up the sword, it's going to be +1 magic sword, but maybe it had some kind of magic in it before.
Can I kind of do what Denver's said, but didn't say out loud? Can I put my hand up in front of the wolf head and just put my hand like in front of its snout, I guess, to feel for breathing, or like
Do that.
see if I can like get in closer to it if I notice anything? What kind of like what you said? It's a wolf head. Do I notice if it's just like run of the mill wolf head? Is it
No,
black?
it's
Is
like
it
a
gray?
it's like dire wolves are not that uncommon in this world, I think. So it just looks like a giant wolf head, basically.
But it's not like the one, because the ones that we encountered were
Yeah.
like
Rabid dire wolves.
rabid.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
It
look
doesn't
like
have that. No.
Okay, so I'm just gonna have like my hand up
So
there.
like I would say there's a half dozen wolf heads in here or something, because they hunt. That's what their job is, basically. That's what they do. That's what he does. But like one of them, like more prominent, is bigger. It's not hugely bigger, but yeah. And you want to put your hand on nothing else.
Okay, I'm gonna put my hand, like run my hand down its snout.
Yeah.
Just go, oh my sweet thing.
You guys don't really see anything either. Like nothing in particular. You notice that like you can't tell that they're magic items, but they look fancy. You're like, oh, this is probably worth a few hundred gold at least. Like, everything in here looks relatively expensive. You notice that the rug on the floor is like a wolf pelt. It's massive, but it's not otherwise like magical or anything.
I'm gonna, if you think, I'm gonna take my hand down and I'm just gonna turn to Belle, and I'm gonna say, Belle, in your experience, why would a direwolf have transmutation magic surrounding it?
Well, my experience is definitely limited. Aside from what we have already experienced,
You can do an Arcana check if you want.
I will try. I'm sure it won't be good.
Are you going to help him? You don't. Okay, you can give him advantage.
Okay,
Because you're asking him in particular.
Oh yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Ooh, that was much better. Yeah, 18.
Your immediate first thought is werewolf, because they transform and stuff. But then you're confused because they go back to human form when they die.
Unless it's like...
And it is pretty clearly dead. Like,
I mean, I touched it, and I
yeah,
didn't
it's
feel
just
not
the head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the head. It's not like it's a stuffed head. Like,
If I have a guess, a really creepy guess, I almost wonder if it's like a most dangerous game kind of thing. Where like, that doesn't make sense either. I don't know. I don't
How
know.
they hunt people?
Yeah, I don't know. Not a really good theory. It's just something.
yeah, it's weird that it's like if it was using transmutation
But it's not a wolf.
What would they transmute it into?
into a human, into a different kind of wolf, into
how specific is detect magic?
how
You get the school
You
of
get,
magic.
you get the schools of magic.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't get it.
Okay, so if we're talking percentages, it's 90% transmutation magic and 10% necromancy.
Okay.
So there is a very tiny, faint hint of necromancy, but it's like completely outweighed by transmutation. It's not like it's... Do an Arcana check.
8.
Yeah, no, you don't. You're a little confused about why that would be. Like, it's...
I mean, I'm confused now, so it doesn't make sense.
Well, it's...
Role-playing.
It's like... It's not like it was brought back to life or anything.
Yeah.
There is just some kind of weird necromancy part. Maybe that's part of the spell that's keeping it like that. Maybe you guys can't tell. You can't tell with an A for sure.
Wait. If it's got transmutation
Like, okay.
magic on it,
Like maybe
it's dead, but the transmutation is to make whatever
But it
is...
is the
still maintain the
It
transformation.
is the human
even in
head.
that kind of thing.
They have a human head on the wall, and they have put transmutation magic
to
on
keep
top
it,
of it.
to keep the magic of the transformation going, basically.
Yeah, like as soon as
Lord
you...
Hayward will see you now as he comes back. And
We're all like, oh my gosh!
He probably has a fucking head
And
Well, to be fair, it is a werewolf that he killed.
and he leads you into the dining room, which is the one to the right as you walk in. And it opens up, and it's got like enough room for like 20 chairs or something. It's big, but not like gigantically big. There's maybe a bigger one somewhere else. And at the head of the table, sitting down, is Lord Hayward. And he looks like that.
Damn! Sorry. My character does not say that out loud.
I don't know about that. That's pretty distinct.
Where's the roll? Be my daddy. That was an 18.
Just fucking just go, damn, son, sorry.
And he
I
is
just thought
like
of something else.
he is like in like good clothes. It's like a suit clothes. It's got a blue, navy blue, and gold jacket, like the
You know, you're gonna
colors.
clip it instead of Gan? Sorry, Gan, I
Oh,
love
yeah.
you, but...
There are other
But we want to
colors.
look at that more.
I don't know where all
I
the clips went. But yeah, like the colors are like the flag. Because the flag is like
Yeah,
the tabard is like his colors.
Very Ravenhold.
And actually, that's a good point. As you guys were walking around, you saw like tabards and flags and stuff that matched 5 different houses. I haven't figured out exactly what the others look like, but the main one that you guess is like, oh, it's obviously Lord Hayward's sigil and stuff, and he's kind of wearing clothes that match that. Pretty fancy. And he stands up and approaches and introduces himself and says, "My name is Lord Gareth Hayward. Gareth. It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. You are Lord Kalen, I've heard." And he like shakes his hand in like the noble, nice grip.
Bishop.
You say that? I never had that growing up, ever.
Your dad was not a bishop, he was an area, he was
Branch president.
branch president.
Yeah, like I never did a single handshake like that growing up.
It was always...
I didn't know that.
It was it wasn't even that. It was literally just a handshake.
No, it was always
Never
this.
had that.
That's a bishop.
Oh, maybe from the old people, but
Yeah.
he introduces himself and then he says, "And this is the wonderful Lady Inethra, I assume," and like grabs your hand and does the kiss, but doesn't touch. No, he doesn't touch you. He grabs your
No, I'm
hand. You were attracted to him. What are you talking about?
No, I can't.
He doesn't actually kiss your hand.
Good!
He kisses above your hand and says,
This is a sensory thing that I cannot do.
"You look amazing, my dear." And he's kind of flirty. He's middle-aged, but he's kind of flirty about it.
Is he married?
Wait, is he
Oh.
or is he married?
I mean, I do look amazing, but like...
He's just like one of those confident, smirky, but not completely arrogant.
He's a serial killer.
I mean, he kills wolves.
He is
He
a
might have
serial
a head on his
killer.
wall.
He might have a fucking
He
human
eats
head
them.
on his wall.
And he says, "I assume this is your friend?"
I don't know, it's no charge.
Jeez, you racist. What would I even call you?
What do you mean?
I guess
I don't have like a noble title.
No, he doesn't have a noble
he
title.
doesn't have a noble title.
You can hang with commoners.
I can hang with them commoners. I
You
guess
just pretend like you're school and you're like child friends.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Okay, so I'm just gonna give a very deep bow. I just go, yes, I am Lady Inethra. We are accompanied by our esteemed security and our lovely childhood friend Belle, who has been so kind to escort us through several difficult situations. But
I would love to hear all about those. Come join me for lunch. And so he like goes back to sit down. Kalen knows what he's doing and pulls down his chair for you and everything.
This time.
Just this one.
Gareth looks at the bodyguard. He's like, "Please, you can join us if you want. I don't know how you guys do things, but if not." And Kalen says,
They
"Yes."
can wait.
Kalen's like, "Of
They get
course.
the crumbs.
We're all friends here." And you'll kind of sit down, and it's like at the end of one part of the table. It's a long table, and you're just taking up a third of it, basically. And do they click their fingers when they want food? I don't know.
Sure.
Do they cook their
Fingers?
fingers? No, they
Yeah,
have
he
a
does
bell.
the clap. Oh, the bell. Yes, he's got a bell. He does a bell, and immediately a door behind him comes open, and some people come out with foods, and there's platters of like really nice food. You recognize some elderberries on a platter.
Nice.
And as you your attention is kind of drawn to where the door is, actually kind of standing behind him. I don't know how to describe this properly. This is a Bible, right? Wow. This is not to scale.
I really hope that's a dry erase marker. Or a wet erase.
This is non-permanent. And so people come out of here is the kitchens, but then you realize standing right here is a 6'4" human man that's in armor and stuff. And
You're standing tall for a human.
He's standing behind him. You guys can see him. You just didn't really pay attention to him. He's 6'4".
I'm like 6'4".
I'm 6'2", so he's just taller than me.
And he looks
I'm
like
6'8".
that.
Do you think I'm nemesis? No.
And you guys kind of look at him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is Roderick, my bodyguard." He will just be keeping watch, of course. It's not like he doesn't trust you. He's got a bodyguard. He's a noble. You guys have bodyguards with you. I have mine. Let's eat and we can discuss.
Can I roll to see how rude it would be not to eat?
Yeah.
I'm a noble.
Do a history check, I guess. It's probably the closest.
Please be super rare or super rude.
History, that's a 12.
What's his security's name?
Roderick. It wouldn't be he wouldn't take offense to it. He would be very curious. So you reject it. you don't start eating, and you guys are just kind of eating. There's I don't know what lunch foods for rich people are. There's pheasants on the table.
Charcuterie board.
Charcuterie boards. That's what I was thinking actually. With charcuterie boards with the elderberries and stuff on it instead of grapes and that. And you guys kind of start. You make small talk, but nothing important. And eventually, after 10 minutes, he notices you're not eating, and he's like, "Do you not eat, good sir? You can. We're all friends here. You can take your helmet off if you want."
Thank you for the invite. Shit, stop looking
I won't look at you.
Everyone look away. Thank you for the invite, but I will have to decline. I currently am in no need of food.
Do a persuasion check? Charisma check? Do a charisma check, because you're not really trying to persuade him or anything. You're just kind of be like, this is for you not to come off across as an arsehole.
Charisma. Oh, hey, that's a nat 20.
He's like,
Is that? Oh, I thought that was a picture of your mask. Isn't that 20?
he's like, okay, whatever suits you. This is some amazing food, though.
Oh, it's so delicious. Oh, you've got it.
And it really is. It's this meal cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Noble people spending hundreds of dollars on food for no reason.
You gotta try that.
I'm fine,
You can
Is it like
squeeze
that
some
with
through
your
your mask hole if you want.
thank you. I am fine. Let me squeeze it through your mask hole.
And he's still eating. It goes on for about half an hour, but after that thing, he's contemplating and he's thinking and he's looking at your mask and his helmet and stuff, and he's just trying to. He just looks contemplative. And towards the end of the dinner, as the food's finishing, he's like, I have a friend in Highmore. He's a noble. He collects helmets like yours. He has dozens of them. Not specifically like yours, but rare and antique and unique helmets. He's got a thing for that.
Interesting.
What's your name on his list?
No one mention my name.
Oh, what was that again?
His name is Lucian.
Lucian?
Yeah. You haven't happened to have met him, have you?
No, I have yet to meet a Lucian.
No. Lucian. Lucian. How do you say it?
You can say it anyways.
Lucian.
Your friend, Lucius.
Lucian.
If he's a noble, I would assume like
Lucian.
Lucian, yeah. And he's like, yeah, he's got a room in his estate that's just wall-to-wall helmets and masks and everything. He's collected them all over the world.
Do I notice, like, again, like, reacting at all, like, tensing up or anything like that?
Do a perception check.
I'm just really curious.
Oh,
That's a 23.
He doesn't look like he recognizes it, but he does have a reaction to it. You just can't tell what kind of reaction it is.
I'll discover your secrets.
Like he has a visible reaction,
Yeah.
even with the helmet on. But it's not like a recognition
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like he doesn't recognize the guy. But a mention of like a bunch of helmets being collected and stuff is like odd. And he has a reaction to that. Otherwise, no, not really. Dinner finishes up. Crap, I didn't write down his name. I'm trying to take more notes of myself. I'm almost rewatching the episodes, just trying to take notes. Is there anything in particular you guys are saying in small talk, or is it just kind
In
of
small talk, no.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to be able to start asking questions.
Asking questions.
Okay. And he does the whole build thing, and they come and take the plates away, and they kind of serve some wine. There was wine, but he refills the wine.
I will mention some like places that I've seen, like in my travels.
I'll talk about Bro because I miss it.
Bro.
So let's talk about Bro or something.
It's still fresh.
And he, so the wine is being refilled, the conversation's changing. He's like, so you're an orc, right? Based on your skin, I assume a black steel orc. I've heard they're from Norgrund, continent to the southwest. I've never seen one before. But
Yeah, our kind don't come up here much.
that's fair. We are kind of like a small city in the middle of nowhere. You guys are basically in charge of the whole continent over there, from what I've heard.
That'd be correct.
There's the Blacksteel clan is famous for its blacksmithing, from what I've heard. Is that correct? That's correct. I don't know. I can't remember if I mentioned that to you, but like, he's like, yeah, my family is. We've been in the leatherworking business for as long as 100 years, 200 years, since the founding of Ravenhold, basically.
What
Like-
kind of items do you
We make all kinds. We make armor. We have belts and hides and all this kind of stuff. Wallets, satchels, everything. We have a store in the trade district. We have a store in the trade district where we sell some of them. We don't really have more of the special stuff on display, but we have some stuff there. It's kept us going since the founding of the city. And hunting is something I enjoy greatly. I'm sure you've seen all the wolf heads in the receiving room.
Do you sell collars as well?
Yeah, we sell everything. He does. What's your insight?
Jesus, just come right out and say it! Do you also just kidnap little kids and turn them into wolves?
I was like, okay, do I say like, yeah, wolves and otherwise?
Wink, 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 wink.
I don't just like.
What's
no,
your
tongue, my tongue.
insight modifier?
I guess it's a good thing he doesn't have the werewolf colors.
Yeah.
Because he would have just pulled it out and been like, hey,
Yeah,
you saw
like,
these?
what are these?
No, your insight modifier.
Oh, yeah.
Like your. Yeah. +1.
Anyone else want to do insight?
Sure.
Nope,
What's your modifier?
I can't. This
Oh, my
conversation
modifier.
makes me sick.
Plus
Plus
6.
2.
I was thinking-
Oh, dang.
+6 to insight?
Just let him take that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
he doesn't react to it. He's like, yeah, we sell everything. We sell belts, we sell collars, we sell whatever you could want. He doesn't have any kind of special reaction to it.
Might have to buy some of those. We might be needed down home.
That's fair. You guys have like
Colors at home.
you guys actually tame wolves, don't you? Maybe it's not Blackstone clan. And then he's like kind of thinking.
Well,
And
you
what
guys
you
have
know
been in
is-
the business for
Yeah.
hundreds of years, is that what you said?
Yeah. So what
Must
you
be
know is
something
that
special.
yeah, orcs do some of the orc clans do like tame wolves, like it's their main animal. Blacksteel not quite so much. Blacksteels don't really. They're not like a hunter clan. They're more of a warrior blacksmithing clan. So
I have a good feeling the word is not
what? What did you say?
So I have a gut feeling that's like, no bueno.
I have a gut feeling that this is gonna go somewhere.
Ugh.
I mean,
Because your gut feeling
he kind of asks about the history of like, and then it translates to like Kaelin's history and Anethra's history and Belle's history. And if Rodrigo came back, we'd talk about his history. No, I mean, we wouldn't.
That would
No,
That was
so
another
funny.
thing. I want him to be back in case something comes up though.
Like, so metagame, like,
He can, yeah.
do I feel like are we expecting like Kaelin to take the lead as far as like talking about things, or, and then if not, if we're all like kind of like, let's have a
Assume
discussion.
Kaelin's not,
Okay.
because I don't want to metagame with
Gotcha.
I don't want to metagame it or
Do I
converse
feel
with
like
myself.
do I feel like there's a certain point where I should like hold off until like after dinner is cleared, kind of thing, before we start discussing?
Well, dinner is cleared now.
Okay.
It's like the conversation started changing to slightly less weather topics and stuff.
Right. So do I feel like, would it be okay to kind of like actually start talking about why we're here at least?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mainly, he's kind of like, he can infer that Caitlin's not much of a talkative person. So if
Yeah.
Nethra wants to talk or Belle wants to talk. Rodrigo!
Cook faster, man.
Okay, so yes, it topic changes from your history, because that's where it was, to like, so I've never seen an elf with purple skin before. Violet skin? That's interesting.
Though it may be uncommon, it is nothing to be feared or, you know.
Oh, I wasn't fearful of it. I was just curious. It's fascinating.
My skin gradually changed with my religious devotions. I found myself aligning with new fate and God, and it was a blessing of my promise with him. I was given this skin as a reminder to be a missionary of his work. And
Oh,
his
so you're religious.
very deep.
Fascinating. We only have the Church of the Holy Light here in Ravenhold, but I've heard of plenty of other religions before.
Yes, the Church of the Holy Light is rather similar in their cause and their religious practices. For the institution or group that I'm a part of is known as the Void. If you've been so inclined to hear it.
The void.
The void!
He has heard of it, but doesn't know. He's like, oh, yeah, I've heard of the Void. I can't say I know anything about it. I'm not much of a learned person when it comes to magics.
Inside track.
Do an insight check. What's the modifier? 2?
It's just +2.
He is 100% speaking the truth to you. With a natural 1. That's hilarious.
I got distracted thinking about the food again. That was just so good.
You're like curious and then yeah. And he talks to Kayla and he's like, so the son of nobility don't come out here much. I inquire as to why you're here? I want to be as accommodating as I can. And Kaelin kind of like looks at you for a second to kind of explain.
Yes, that is why we are here actually. What? Oh.
I'm rocking my chair.
Gotcha.
He's a little nervous. It's okay.
We are here for a reason, and we assumed that because of your expertise, that perhaps you actually knew why we were coming here. But if not, we were sent, or rather we sent ourselves on behalf of the Empire. We know that, I don't know if you've heard of the attack that happened in Crest.
Oh, yes, against the prince?
Yes.
Everyone's heard about that.
And you've heard the details.
Something about werewolves?
Precisely. And so, we've been following some clues that have led us here.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh yes, everybody's heard about that.
A prince was attacked! What are you talking about?
But yes, following the clues, we have found ourselves here. Again, hunting for werewolves or any clues specifically about who might have been involved with the attack. In other words, the rebellion against them.
Oh, that makes sense.
Was that not why you had invited us?
I just always invite nobility to lunch when they arrive in the city. I didn't realize it was for such an intense reason. That's worrying.
Well, nothing to worry about. If we can do our job swiftly here, then of course there would be no long-term ill effects in the city, I'm sure.
Do you know anything in particular about, like, is it a werewolf clan that's happening?
We presume so. We weren't able to get too much information from those that we interrogated.
I mean, among the nobility here, we've had discussions for the past few months about people going missing in our city. Didn't think too much of it, but if you're saying that there's werewolves here, do you think it could be related?
I'm not beyond assuming anything at this point. What types of people generally have you found have gone missing?
Well, our investigations have just found that the commoner folk that live down in the slums, Eddie does this.
Yeah.
We've heard there's a bunch of children going missing in particular, but there's a few older people as well. We've been investigating it, but we haven't found anything so far.
You and your family obviously have expertise in hunting for wolves as well as werewolves, if rumors are to be believed.
Oh, a werewolf in its true form is the ultimate catch when it comes to hunting. It's the ultimate prize. It's kind of... We don't really have an initiation in our family, but if anything was an initiation, hunting a werewolf gets you recognized.
I would love to hear any advice or tips you have, but I would like to make one thing clear as far as our goals here. We think that people are being forcefully turned against their will, and we want to rescue as many of them as possible, instead of...
Forcefully turned? Well, yeah, we've only ever hunted... We mainly hunt wolves, of course, but we've only ever hunted werewolves that were rabid and running around causing mischief, chaos.
Right. And we believe this group, if they are here, are trying to spread terror and chaos, but organized terror and chaos, if you understand. So the more people they have on
the
their
attack
side,
on the prince.
Exactly.
Organized chaos. I mean, I can bring it to the other nobility. Actually, now that you mention it, we are having a special celebration tomorrow. It is the yearly Commoners Ball, I think I wrote down. Give me 1 second. Crap. Where are my notes? The rest of the council is meeting for dinner tomorrow before the Commoners Ball. We have it once a year to celebrate the Commoners and all they've done for our town. City, calls it city. I can mention it at the dinner tomorrow, but if this is a pretty important issue, if you want to join us for dinner, we can do that.
I looked at Kaelin just to.
Kaelin thinks it's a good idea, but he can't make the decision because otherwise I'm making the decision.
Fair enough.
Kaelin seems like it's a good idea to do it.
We would like to at least get to know the other council members as well,
Yeah.
so that might be a good opportunity.
We have the dinner. It starts at 6. We meet up about 5:30. Goes for an hour and a half. It's not a long dinner because we have the ball afterwards. There's dancing and...
Is the ball going to be here? Or?
No, it's at Lord Ashcroft's estate. Harwin has the... He's one of the founding families like ours is, but he has a bit more money. And he doesn't seem like happy about it. He's kind of like
Gotcha.
annoyed that he's not at the top, but
Yeah.
not like... It's not like
Yeah.
bad, it's just like... His estate is the best estate for it. It's the largest one.
Is that where the dinner is also going to be?
Yeah, it's...
We don't want to intrude on any.
Oh, there wouldn't be any intrusion at all. This is your nobility. Of course you should be here.
Of course
It's
we're
usually a city council meeting, but this is an important issue. Like, you guards will have to stand outside the doors when we're eating, but otherwise they can join us for... I'm not saying that in any way. This is, the dinner is only for the council and nobility. But afterwards, the ball, everyone's welcome to the ball. Like, we have all the commoners there. We've fed as many as we can. And the ballroom's huge. And yeah, it is massive.
I think it would be good to at least attend the ball. But
Well, yes, the ball starts at 8. It goes till past midnight.
The word rutabaga.
Worcestershire.
Caleb doesn't seem like bothered by the whole guards thing at all.
Okay.
Like you don't know what he's thinking. He doesn't seem bothered by it. But yeah, Lord Hayward's like, at the very least, come for the ball. If you want to come for the dinner, we'll expect you about 5:30. We won't take offense if you don't show up. It's mostly a council meeting anyway. Most of the topics are pretty boring, but I will be addressing this issue. Absolutely.
And then, as far as your advice on hunting werewolves, do you know of any locations near here where we might start looking if we wanted?
Well, this entire area is home to wolves. Like, by that he kind of, if you're looking at the map, it kind of just like this entire like almost peninsula. If you look at the the region map,
Oh yeah.
like that entire peninsula is basically like
Werewolves
wolves are there. He's like, oh no, this entire area is wolves. Like,
I was curious because obviously you were expecting us from our message that we sent.
Yeah.
I was curious who received that message.
that's a good question. It was sent to the council,
So everyone.
so everyone in the council knows about it.
And only you thought it would be wise to. I'm just kidding.
I volunteer.
Yeah.
He honestly just seems to be like a
social
person.
Yeah.
When he said he does it for every noble that enters town, he's serious. He likes to get to know people.
Okay.
That doesn't narrow it down.
He can tell that there's money. Just based on the clothes you're wearing, which were relatively expensive.
Okay.
And out of questions, I don't know if this out.
If you want to metagame it and
Yeah.
figure out anything
If anyone else
you
has
can.
anything they want to say or ask or something. Something like
I'm just scared that this guy Lucian
murders
kills
his.
people right in.
That's 2 cities over, 3 cities over.
I mean, it's still a concern. Jesus.
His friends.
He'll be fine.
His family.
It is something that we can definitely interrogate again about later if, like,
I wouldn't say interrogate.
maybe
okay?
not, but, you know, if somebody
Yeah.
has
Heavily
to
question.
Just
Like-
strap me down.
Strap.
strap you
We need
down.
some straps from the Hayward place. Straps seems all this.
Slow water torture.
I learned how to do water torture from a TV show.
Mythbusters?
No.
Damn.
Those are.
Is there anything else?
I don't have any questions. Is there anything that we could do for you while we're here?
No, in particular. Are you guys happy where you're staying? Do you need somewhere else to stay? We have some houses here that we can lend to you.
We're currently staying at the
Yawning Chestnut, correct?
A house might be good.
it may be
More private and also
Though, but if it's okay, hold on. Metagaming. House would be good, but I'm also scared that if he's like going to this house, I don't know if they have any kind of like listening
well,
or anything. That
I almost want that though. Like what I don't want is for people to know that we're at this inn and have potential civilians getting involved in anything. Like if there are traps or something, I'd rather them target just us. That's just me personally, but I understand. Maybe we should. Yeah, I don't know. It's up to you.
I'm gonna let you guys decide that.
You stress the what?
I see.
Him specifically in his bed.
I'll be staying at the Hayward estate.
Yeah, I'll just stay here. That's okay.
Like the master bedroom.
Just like-
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think your bed's big enough for two.
I staying in the house. It's not huge. It's just like
we don't need to impose ourselves on you. We are more than happy to supplement the commoners with income if that would help Ravenhold in any way.
that's entirely up to you. I mean, he seems chill either way. He doesn't particularly care.
Well, I mean, considering our previous assassination attempts, maybe staying in the house would be
Sorry, what did you say?
previous
Assassination attempts?
assassination attempts. Unfortunately, there have been
That's a story.
Yes.
very long story.
Actually, can I do another insight on
Yeah.
the reaction to this?
Yeah.
+2.
That's cocked. I shouldn't do it in the middle of the table.
Do you want to whisper?
Yes, I'm going to message.
Okay. Because the reason I'm asking, obviously, is or wanted to do the insight.
Yeah,
is
it's to
because
know if he sent something.
someone in
like
the
that.
nobility
Or
or
if he
in
knows
the
about it somehow.
Knows about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Already knew.
I mean, I can say it out loud. You saw a reaction,
Okay.
but it's not like a guilty reaction. It's nothing like that. It's just like
recognition or anything.
it. If anything, he might have heard about it, but like, it doesn't look like there's anything
right.
of him doing it. It's just
Yeah.
like he's asking, but he might have already done it. There was an assassination attempt on you guys, one town over. You might have heard about that.
Yeah.
They could have sent a. It's theoretical. They could have sent a letter or something. So you see a tiny hint of something, but
And then I'll mention, the assassin was from the Crow family.
Crow family? Can't say I've ever heard of those.
It
Can I
was
check that?
Yeah. What was your thing again?
Oh, mine's
That's
not.
one.
Mine's not really good.
Can we need you to be doing their insights?
Nah, he doesn't have any language for
I'll do the next one.
it.
we our security made
+2, +1, +6.
our security made several attempts to apprehend said assassins, though we were unsuccessful.
Though we were successful in the fact that no one died.
That's
Did you tell us
fantastic.
about?
If they're assassin, if it was an assassin,
2, actually.
2 assassins.
I do believe it is a thing
Oh,
that we
yeah.
do inform you that attempts on our lives were made
Do you
just
think?
for your protection. It may be wise.
Do you
to
think it
just
has anything to do with why you're here?
Right, yeah, inn or whatever.
potentially.
So, do we think?
I as him asked you if you think the assassination attempt has anything to do with why you're here.
I don't know it entirely.
We don't know entirely, though, as faces of the Empire could potentially be that our motivations are contested against others. We just very much like to advocate for increased security in cases such as this.
I will absolutely do that. We will have increased security tomorrow.
Quick meta. Can we assume that we talked a little bit about, like, if it got to a point where we might even tell him more information that we know? Like, would it be okay with us if I start saying more of what we know, like someone in the council, for example, is involved?
I don't think I would say anything
You wouldn't?
about the
Okay.
council.
Not the council.
No.
Do you want to do a deception check?
Sure.
Ooh, that's not good. You got caught in that.
10.
He doesn't fully believe that you don't know
More.
why an assassin might have been after you, or more about the assassination. Because you said you didn't know anything, you didn't know why they were there. You know that a noble. So he doesn't know that. He just doesn't fully believe
Yeah.
you.
Though I do think that telling him about the assassination attempt maybe solidifies more our facade as nobility.
Yeah.
I think that solidifies it a little bit more to be like, oh, we were almost fucking killed, so we must be important to somebody.
Do we tell him also about the werewolves that attacked us on the way here?
I don't know about that because
Okay.
that's a
Or-
collar.
Yeah.
It might connect the
It
collar
might connect the
comment.
collars, and this idiot already asked him about the collars.
Hey, we
It
have
wasn't
wolves at
completely.
my home.
It wasn't completely stupid.
But again,
He just got to the point really quickly.
maybe this is what's the word?
Thank God I didn't get you on you.
Like maybe this is too.
That's a good thing we burned
risky.
them, actually. That's really smart in case we have
I have
a lot
2 of them, by the way.
I'm sorry?
I destroyed one of them.
He destroyed one. I have 2 collars.
I'm sorry!
Yeah. But I almost want to be more risky, because the more they realize that we know, the more desperate they'll be to try to stop us, which means the more mistakes they'll make, the more they'll come at us sooner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we did mention, okay, so there was an assassination attempt on our life, so that does mean that there will be more people probably surrounding the house. So if we do stay with the Hayward, then there'll be more security around our house, which can start a whisper campaign, potentially amongst the guards, which could go back to the council.
How about I want to hint that I want to almost be obvious that we know more than what we're saying.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
How would you phrase that?
He doesn't have to phrase it.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't actually believe you anyway.
Yeah,
So that's
so-
what the insight check. He did an insight check roll higher than the deception. So yeah, he believes that there's more information to at least the assassination attempt.
And I want to lead at our investigation of the werewolves too. I'm gonna, yeah. I just want to we know. I won't say what we know, but just hint at we might know more than others.
Yeah. Which made a good point of do we want to say anything about potentially knowing nobility? Well, we could cause contention between houses.
I mean, we have an open
Maybe
dinner
help
tomorrow.
We do have a noble dinner
We
tomorrow.
could get more rumors and then fling that dirt.
We could.
As you guys are talking,
Metagaming. We're metagaming.
Bernard comes back in and
Get
approaches Gareth and leans down and whispers into his ear. And he has a concerned look for half a second. And then he puts his stuff down and he's stands up. I'm sorry to have to end it here, but I have some issues I need to take care of. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. It's perfectly fine. It's just estate matters. Bernard here will lead you out. Please come by to the dinner tomorrow. We would love to have you. I'm sure all of the other council members would love to meet you. But for now, I need to take care of this. And he walks out the side door.
Is Bernard still there?
Bernard's going to meet you.
I'd be so Bernard, what was that about?
Bernard!
And he just raises his eyebrows.
Bernard, are we to receive direction from you of one of the houses where we could potentially stay?
Oh, yes, of course. Is that what you would like?
The Lord Hayward informed us that there's a potential home where we could stay in, at least for our own protection and security. We're not entirely sure of all of the nobility here, so we would like to stay with Hayward if that's okay.
Lord Hayward doesn't have guests, but he has. There's plenty of noble houses he can stay in. Houses set up for visiting nobles.
Are there any that specifically reside within Hayward's jurisdiction?
I mean, he doesn't necessarily have a jurisdiction, but there's places close to him.
We would prefer to stay within his influence, if that's all right.
That's completely understandable. And he kind of signals to someone, and just a messenger person comes up and he whispers to him. Not whispers, he doesn't talk to anything. These lead our guests to one of the noble visiting estate houses and help them get set up if they need it, but just give them directions and show them. Do the one 2 streets over, 1 house down.
Ah, I see it.
Yeah, it's over here. And the person he wasn't even named just like starts leading me away down the building.
I think that's a little bit of a whisper campaign.
And we will take our break here. Okay, you guys leave. You get escorted to the
House.
house that you're staying at. And it's a nice house. It's 2-story. It's not massive. It's a 2-story house. It's got a small fence around it, but otherwise not much. It's got a little garden and everything, but it doesn't look like it's been maintained in the last few days or anything. It's more of a once every week or 2 kind of thing. And the errand boy like hands over a pair of keys. Not fancy keys because it's many times, but the keys. And says, is there anything else I can help you with? He's a younger human.
No, and I give him 2 coppers.
Damn, that's insulting.
He looks at it and is like, okay.
He works
And
for
walks
a
off.
noble. Copper is like literally nothing to him.
He doesn't have like a completely negative, but it's like,
That's all you do.
Cheapskate.
Oops, I added 2 coppers for the movie.
who's going in first?
Kaylin
Maybe
is.
the bodyguard.
Oh,
You're keeping up appearances. Kaylin's not going to go into the building first.
Security is.
Gen
Gen
goes
will
in
go in
first.
first.
I'll go. I'll go ahead maybe at the end.
You spring 5 traps and you're dead.
You go into the building, do
Roll
an investigation check.
Roll an athletics check for me.
Please roll 10 dexterity checks and 3 strength checks.
Wait, what am I rolling for again?
Investigation or perception.
What's the blue one on perception? I'll do perception. That's a 9.
9. It doesn't look like it's lived in super recently. There's a layer of dust everywhere. But it looks relatively nice and you can't see anything like, obviously that's going to kill you or anything.
I'm allergic to dust.
Sucks for you.
Mephisto's gonna die, so we should go.
And that's where it passes.
So yeah, to you everything looks fine.
It looks fine. Like there's no. Are there more dire wolf heads on the wall?
Those isn't like one of his houses, right?
No, it's not necessarily one of his houses.
Gen will, I guess, is turn around and be like, it is safe.
And then you walk in and die. Just,
A
you
trap
walk
door,
in.
a trap door opens now and just
Yeah, you
falls.
walk in and like just go in and start getting settled in, I guess, if you want. I don't know what you guys want to do now, because you have until tomorrow night.
Are they like,
I kind of want to go check the slums.
I would like to buy a nice like suit of some sort.
I would like to buy a nice suit.
Talk to Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, talk to Sugar Daddy.
Money, please.
Daddy!
Give me your credit card.
I think, okay, I'm actually going to go upstairs and find one of the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to change out of my nobility. I'm going to get back on my like, cool clothes.
your Nether clothes?
My Nether clothes. I'm going to put up my cloak. I'm going to whoosh it.
You're still not wearing your armor, though, right?
I'm going to go to Gan and say, give me my damn shield, you bitch hole.
Do you say that in Ganger?
No! I go,
Sounds like
my liege, may I have my shield?
Do you have to say my liege?
Yes.
He grabs He grabs the shield and just shoves it towards you. And it's like, he doesn't say anything.
I'm taking the shield, I'm taking my sword and going, I'm going to go check the slums for missing children. Would anyone like to follow?
Shield, sword. I'm gonna go find children.
What if we did split up? So if you two go together and then we can go. Because I wanted to do some more stealthy,
I'm finding these damn kids.
sort of sneaking about and that. I feel like you're better at that than
I
others.
feel like, should you
Sure.
put on a
Just keep the
disguise though?
questioning to him
Or?
and
Okay.
do I have disguise?
I
I
can
know, I was
respect your
Do we
space.
think we should go on disguises? Because I know I'm good in putting.
Do we have a
putting on
bath like in our house?
Yeah.
Then yes, I'm gonna do the blacken my hair again.
Can I have anything to disguise it
You're an orc, I don't know.
I was gonna say I know the nobility.
Is there-
should
is there
probably
a
wear
bear
disguise.
You might have like a hood or something,
to?
but
Maybe I won't be like with you.
Well, if there's a bear rug, just have him put it on.
I'm a bear man. I'm a bear moth.
I'm a bear man. Like I know that. I should probably disguise myself.
Yeah.
It's not a good look for nobility to be out like creeping.
In the slums there, right?
Plus, metagaming, you should probably do something about your skin.
well, if you're fully covered, then it's not really obvious.
I'm sorry. Do you want to maybe say that again?
Well, based on your experience, you are fully covered head to toe. She can be fully covered head to toe as well.
I mean, yeah. Like,
I don't know if you've seen my cute little character, but I'm wearing like plate armor when I wear my like Anethra suit up. It's like full on plate
Are you
armor.
going to be wearing full-on plate armor when you're going into
Well,
the
I don't
slums?
have plate. I have chainmail.
Also, what are we wearing when we go to the dinner and to the?
I'm wearing my fancy dress that I just bought.
So we're going in with no
Like,
weapons.
something
I'm just
nice for a ball.
curious.
I'm gonna have my bag of holding and my sword in it.
Yeah, she has a bag of holding.
That was my one magic item that I was like, please, for the love of God.
I basically have a bag of holding, but it's not.
But it's not conspicuous like a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Yes. He can't really hide it as much as you can hide your bag of holding.
Mine's like my purse.
Yeah, his is not.
It's just an empty quiver.
Just an empty quiver. Yeah. I guess I'm wearing my chainmail when I'm gonna
But you're
go.
going to cover yourself with other clothes to hide the chainmail, or are you wearing plated up? Like, are you wearing armor?
Okay,
when you
I'm
go
not
to
wearing
the
my
slums?
chainmail. I'm wearing just my cloths that I would wear under my chainmail,
Mhm.
but I'm covering up as much skin as I can. And I'm wearing my cloak, hood up, like across my face, and then I might go outside and like rub ash, like on my eyes or something.
You can ask Belle to help you with
He's the fire.
that.
Oh, that's right! I was like, what are you doing there, bud?
I'll wear like a hood too, and then since I'm kind of more like.
You're what, like
obvious-
8'6"?
No, I'm only like 6'8". I'm like 6'8".
Okay.
But I'm a little bit. I feel like I'm a bit more
Conspicuous?
obvious. Yeah. So I won't be like right next to you. I'll just kind of be around you.
Speaking of heights, one of the character quirks, I can say it's because I'm jealous not playing, but she emphasized a few times that her height was 8'11", I think, or something, 7'11", I don't remember.
She's huge.
She was intentionally overstating her height.
Oh, so it was
as like
as
an
part of being a
insecurity
bro,
character. Yeah.
Amazing.
Because Valkrul are actually really tall, and
Is she short for
he
a
was a little on the shorter side.
Amazing. I love that.
She said it a few times, but you obviously guys have the context for it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna approach Belle, and I'm just gonna go, can I borrow some ash?
One second.
Why'd you just reach around your butt?
oh, you said ash? I like it
Ass!
ass.
I'm just gonna like have like a small flame going and just like.
And you have ash on your face. What's so funny about that?
The way he just goes like this, I'm just up here.
Oh, sorry. Let me do this again.
Wrong cheeks, dude.
Okay, so you as a disguising
Handprints on my
yourself.
butt.
Kaelin is going to say, I'm going to stay here and get everything like set up, clear the place out, make it not so dusty. Check for any hidden rooms or traps or anything. He's good at that stuff. Not that he doesn't trust you.
We don't trust.
Yours was more of a cursory enter the building thing. He's gonna actually see if anyone's
deep dive.
spying. So you're going to slums. You're going to slums.
Slum.
What are you guys doing?
I thought it would be fun to like try to investigate just a little bit, like just try to observe like one of the other noble houses or something. You know what I mean? Just to,
That'd be so fun.
not obviously like infiltrating necessarily, because I don't.
Just to investigate.
You know what I mean? And like I can blend in, especially if it's like at night. I can be basically invisible. And so like, and like you're pretty stealthy too. So right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can do a good job of backing each other up if needed, but also getting the job done.
I love how we have like two of the most conspicuous people, inconspicuous people.
Well, you're not conspicuous. If
Well, he's
you're
super
covered.
big and has the weird mask.
That's true. You're scary as fuck, bro.
It's I don't give a fuck if you're scared. If you're scared of my face. It's mask. Okay.
Trust me, when you see my face, you'll
What?
you'll wish that I do. When you see my face, you'll wish that I did keep it.
Okay, I don't know if this is, but in Rurouni Kenshin, there was like an assassin that like he had a mask and stuff, but he had like his nose was removed, his lips were removed, his eyelids and ears were all like chopped off so that he could like better like have like masks and stuff to like infiltrate places.
Who?
That's the vibe I'm getting currently.
Rurouni
So
Kenshin.
yeah,
Good series, crazy creator.
yeah.
I don't know if you heard that story, but
I'm pretty sure he's just Deadpool.
he's just.
He's just Ryan Reynolds under the mask.
Anyway,
Which way do we want to go first? You guys just want to go investigate? What are you looking for in particular? Is the thing? Are you trying to get more rumors? Just
Get a
trying to
d20.
see
Whoever rolls closer to 1 goes first.
close to 1.
5.
12. So you go first.
Okay.
Oh,
So you're gonna investigate other noble. Me.
is there like a noble that you want to investigate particularly, or should we just like go through the random one?
He
Do
was.
you want to like just search the area first?
Sure.
Hayward was
Maybe-
super bitter about Ashcroft being
That's true.
super
We also
rich.
know the least amount about Asheville.
And that's the place we're going to be going to.
Because my top two that I'm kind of curious about would be going to Ashcroft, to kind of get like a layout ahead of time before tomorrow, but also kind of wanting to go to Wakefield because of the whole black magic stuff.
Yeah.
I
Like,
agree.
if maybe
Like
there's
that's
like
the color.
yeah.
That's a
Well,
good
it is
point.
like just after midday. So
Yeah,
you
it's
could have.
we were probably there for an hour and a half.
Oh,
maybe.
it's still daytime. I thought
Two.
night time.
No, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, we could do
max.
both theoretically, at least to some degree. Do you want? Is that good?
Okay, so we'll say you're gonna go just kind of leave your state and get a lay of the area first.
Yeah.
Do investigation checks first, I guess. But no, perception checks. Because you're just kind of looking at the area for now.
You're my bitch.
Same. Hey, same.
Say that's a 6.
You said investigation.
Perception first.
7.
Wow.
We both rolled 3s.
Damn.
You wander for a bit.
I got lost.
you figure it out. It just takes you
It was
longer.
really good food, man.
I'm still thinking about that. Whatever.
You wander the noble district for an hour or so. Hour and a half. Like, it's not that big, but it takes you a minute to, like, kind of walk around, map the area out a little bit. Not fully map it out because you can't, but you find other estates like Lord Hayward's of the same size. You find a couple, most of them are smaller, like the house that you're in. There's probably about 3 dozen buildings. 36. Yeah, I'd say most of them are, like half of them.
What district? So they're in the noble district?
Yeah.
And the big house is
And the entire area looks amazing. Like, it's all
Yeah, very nice.
very nice trees, nicely kept, like lawn and grass and everything. Like, it's all really
so
good.
pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty. You after about an hour and a half, you eventually find the biggest building. It's not like you didn't see it immediately. It's just you're kind of looking at everything else as well.
Is it the biggest building that's on there?
We can assume it's Ashcroft.
You can assume it's Ashcroft because he's the richest, and it is massive, like 3 times the size of Hayward's, and it's like an entire section. It's like, you know, like the glass, like half circle things. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like there's a large part of it that's just a massive window of glass that you can kind of see into a little bit. It looks kind of presumably like the ballroom,
Like a dome kind of above it?
It's not like a. I don't know how to explain it, but like
crescent shape.
yeah, like it's an oval wall of glass.
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, like yeah.
Okay.
You will eventually. I'll explain it a bit better later, but and like otherwise it's relatively the same shape and everything. It's just way bigger. It's 3 stories instead of 2. And there's guards around it. It's got a wall that's bigger than Hayward's.
Okay, and what are the color of Ashcroft? Because I'm assuming that these are the color of just Hayward.
And the city, or
No,
oh, just Hayward? Okay.
I don't remember what I said the city was. No, so Ashcroft is like a dark silver and white. Like
Grey banners.
dark grey and white.
Gray banners with white trimmings.
Is that what I said?
Yep. So they're gray banners with white trimmings.
Okay, so it's yeah, that's fine. It's mostly similar to that. So like Ashcroft's is similar in colors, but not like
Maybe a silver.
yeah. It's more. Did I say grey?
You said gray.
It's more of a silver with white, and it's you can kind of tell that maybe it was influenced. One of them was influenced by the other because the Ashcroft family's been here since the start.
Pretentious bricks. Sorry about it.
It's like a dark silver, like almost a metallic grey kind of.
Like your
Do we know what like races each of the 5 council people are?
Is there any races for that? Aren't they?
You know, one's a high elf.
What was? He's human, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's human. There's a high elf.
So
I know there's another one that's a human. I can't remember.
I don't think I told you specifically. I mean, I know what they
I
are.
know one of
Thastos
them.
is
I think I know
elvish.
one of them was Elven because
Thastos.
she married.
Dark elf.
Thastos married a female dark elf, which was controversial because they're very high elves.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep it pure.
Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, there's like guards posted outside. There's it actually looks like they're kind of bringing stuff into the building in preparation for tomorrow, just like whatever supplies you would bring to a party.
Party supplies?
Yeah, it's party supplies. They're bringing in a bunch of chairs and tables and
balloons.
balloons. Yes, totally.
Is it the celebration then?
And do a perception or investigation. If you are you looking for anything? Well, first I will say if you're looking for anything.
I want to try to find. Well,
What will you try to find?
Because mostly right now you see commoners moving stuff in and out and guards stationed.
Tend to be a commoner.
I mean-
I don't know, like
I guess if there's any reason why Hayward would hate Ashcroft so much besides the money, but also like you were gonna scope out, see if you can find the dining room where the
Yeah, we
council
wanted
meets
to look at-
and the ballroom.
yeah, the ballroom and
Well, the ballroom is pretty on display. Like it's still midday, the sun's shining. It is usually overcast here, but you can it's shining enough that you can see it from the ballroom, and it's pretty massive.
Is there a chance that I could potentially find like more of like the actual noble family?
Do investigation.
Social perception.
Or if he's trying to find something in particular, it's investigation.
8.
Are you trying to find anything?
yeah, that's right. That's me.
What the fuck,
You
guys?
guys both got the same rolls?
Well, mine was an 8 plus 0. His was a
Mine was a
5.
5 plus 3.
Damn. Perfect stare.
Not saying you have to use it now, but everyone does have inspiration.
Yeah.
Just for
Oh.
You sit there for a while. There's people coming in and out.
You guys are just distracted by all the color.
There's nothing in particular happening. Yeah, not with those rolls. You see an older gentleman talking to one of the servants, doing stuff. And then he goes back inside. You can't really infer anything from that, other than that there's an older human male that was talking to someone.
So, are all the people moving the stuff in, like, are they all servants of the...
Yeah, they're like either a servant, like they look like, they're not fancy dressed or anything. And do an investigation check. Or perception check.
Ooh, that's dirty 20.
Yeah, they have like the sigils on their clothes for the house.
All of them do, or just like certain ones?
All of the servants do.
But, like,
all the people
around
moving
the-
stuff in and out is servants.
I can understand.
And you can see that they're like leaving the district. No, they're not necessarily leaving the district. They're like coming from they're going in a direction within the district. You'd have to follow it to find out where it goes, but like they're coming and going from somewhere.
Is it like a truck?
Are they all like
Is it all
humans, or are they kind of mixed?
Mostly humans. There's a few elves, high
Kids
elves.
get into.
Are they all traveling in groups, or
No, they're just moving stuff they're just moving supplies.
but it's like one person at a time? It's not like they're like all like a group or anything.
They're kind of just walking on the estate, off the estate. Are you guys paying attention?
Not really.
Walking in and off the estate.
Okay.
We're not in the nobles.
In character.
You still have to pay attention.
How would you feel about disguising yourself as a servant and sneaking in?
I said that.
I would feel great about it. I just don't know if I have what I need to create such disguise unless...
Kill one of them, take a clothes.
No, we're not killing. We're knocking out.
You're knocking out.
I'm thinking of following one of these servants, if there's any stragglers by themselves, see if we're able to knock them out, and switch clothes, and you can
I'm-
sneak in and see if you
There,
can
I got
anything.
I'm totally willing to do this.
He's not going to take off his mask, but
I can't, because because I'm fucking huge.
And two, he'd have to take his helmet off.
I have to
Then
take
no one
literally everything
no one would
off.
recognize you.
Well, yeah, but...
There'd be another problem, I think, at that point.
Yeah, I think there'd be another problem at that point, yeah.
Yeah, no. Plus, like, the reason I asked race is because I would definitely not blend in.
I love Caleb's expressions whenever you reveal something. Anyway, yes, you could. There are elves and stuff. There's I would say, as you're watching, you see that there's probably like 25, 30 people moving stuff in, and like 2/3 of them are human, but there's a few high elves, a few dark elves, a few, might even be a wood elf.
Okay, so it will be hard because generally dark elves have like lighter hair, right? And so I can only darken my hair though, is the thing. So, but still, I can do that. At least not be red haired. So I'm also gonna like take off any of my like notable like gear. So like my clothes, for
Signas or
example.
anything like that.
Yeah. Make sure my hair is black, and then should I just? Or do you want to? I don't want anyone to like wake up and then tell people what they saw. So I don't want like identifying features like mask, for example. So maybe I should either we could sneak up on them and you know what I mean, or
Do we...
it should be from behind and
No,
off the
what
back.
we need is from behind. Is we need to do it from behind. Get like a bag or something. We'll wrap it around his head. Knock him out.
No, a bag is a good idea, because if you immediately put the bag on, they can't see it.
yeah.
Yeah. And then
Not
knock
saying
him out.
Choke
and
them
then-
to death or
What
something.
would happen if you put a bag of holding on someone's head?
They would die. Bag of holdings don't have air.
Yeah, they'd have to like. Would they have to like hold their breath for like 5 minutes or something?
Yeah, no, like, this is a
Yeah.
meme. Like, if you put someone in a bag of holding, you die.
So like, you know, someone to kill someone. Some innocent person.
I feel like my character would do that on accident.
Yeah.
Just one time, just be like,
Like-
bag of holding, and then just like take it off, and their face
my
is
God,
just
they
purple.
Well, I'm telling you that out of character. In character, you
Their
get
face is purple. You're like, oh, you followed the void too.
Okay, so do you guys want to follow where they're kind of heading outside of the estate a little bit to see
Yeah.
where they're going?
Yeah.
Do you have a bag on you? Do you need to get the bag?
Do you have a bag? I have a pouch. I just have to empty it.
There's no pouch over
Both of
there.
you do stealth checks
A little-
with advantage. Do it with advantage for now. Because you can kind of set yourself up.
You want to see what my 2 rolls were?
Oh.
I think I'm going to use my inspiration.
That's pretty bad. Must be a pretty bad roll.
It was a 2 and a 3. I didn't even see what my stealth
What did you do?
added.
I rolled a 2 and a 19.
I mean, to be fair, it would be a 9,
Well, you got 19.
but still.
I mean, do they have to both be?
Oh.
What is it?
Oh my,
It's another 3! So
Ah.
that's 9.
Okay.
And I like stealth so well.
How?
That, like,
How?
That's funny as hell. But, like, you guys can set yourself up pretty well. Like,
Yeah.
it's like... You spend time...
And I've already taken some time to like make sure
Yeah,
I don't
you-
look like myself.
Yeah, you don't look like yourself. You're spending time to, like, set yourself up. You kind of follow them from a distance to see where they're going. They kind of go out the estate, turn a bit, and, like, head down the street, and there's a couple of wagons and stuff there of supplies.
You can
That's
even
probably
do a
half
distraction.
empty. Yeah.
Like a distraction.
There's most people are just like grabbing something, going back. There's a few milling around, talking, not doing their work immediately.
Lazy bunch.
Hey, don't describe our mistakes to me.
Do perception checks.
Stick it. 17.
That's a 19.
Okay. One of them kind of wanders off a little bit, kind of towards. Well, okay. Where are you guys standing? Are you like standing on a roof, standing on the ground, standing around the corner? Like, how are you
Say-
watching them?
Probably like around the corner, maybe. Because like, well, because if we stand around the corner and someone sees us, though, they're gonna be like, that's a little suspicious. So like, should we be around the corner? Or should we just be like on the ground, just?
I just kind of want to figure out where you are in relation to them before.
It's up to you. I'll let you take the lead on that.
Because it really is like just like a, it's like a street, and there's a few buildings here and there.
We could
well-
be like a little bit separate, so we're just like kind of chilling here.
I'll be around the corner. I don't know if you'll want to be in the corner as well, or if you'll just be.
I'll be like close to Gen and close to our target, but like not like we're together necessarily.
So like some distance. Then.
I'm just gonna be like whistling a little bit.
Okay, so one kind of wanders out of the group to like, you see, pulls out like a flask, and is gonna have a drink, and he starts walking towards you.
Is there an alleyway around?
Yeah. Do you want to stand in the alleyway? Do you want to drag into the alleyway?
You're like really excited about this.
I'm
This is
sorry.
This is scary.
And he's distracted. He's kind of drinking and just looking off into the sky and not really paying attention.
So, yeah, I'll just stand in the corner, and then around the corner, and then once I'm like behind him, like once he walks past me, I'll like get my pouch and like put it over his head and drag him into the alley as quick as I can.
Do another stealth check. Stealth check.
Can I while he's doing that, like, I want to like.
Did you check to see if you could see through the bag? Pouch?
Well, even if you can, it's like not enough to.
If it's just
I want to cause like a slight distraction nearby, so like maybe I'll like stumble over like a barrel and make a big commotion or something.
Yeah, okay. So you are helping him by doing that. Okay, so you have advantage if you want.
Nat 20 for 26.
No shit! Yeah, you sneak up on him perfectly, put the bag over his head, and he
So you killed him.
doesn't. I mean, like he starts struggling, but like you quickly like drag him into the alley
I'm muffle him as well.
and muffle him. If you want to like, if you want to use your crippling strike on him, you could like blind him or silence him. Don't you have something like that?
Stun him?
You can't stun with it.
Hiya.
Hey-ya.
It would be an unarmed. You'd probably do an
Just
unarmed
want to
strike. You probably wouldn't stab him.
Yeah. No, I just stab him like a ton. Or a ton.
That
Yeah,
was
'cause I can
close.
use it to
From this angle.
blinded, deafened, or muted.
Yeah. So he's already blind technically. So if you wanted to shut him off or something.
Yeah, I'll just
What
like
mouth?
punch him to like.
Oh, where are you punching him?
Well,
You
yeah.
know, like
so
in
roll
The
to hit
Matrix
with
when he, like,
advantage. Yes, you have.
He,
grappled
he like
base.
grabs his fist and but he like
Oh, yeah.
hits his
Snaps
throat.
his fingers.
What now?
I mean,
That's
that's
better than
what
the
he
same when
said.
he sounds it.
Wait, is this to hit or
Yeah, it's okay.
what do I add to
What is a commoner's DC?
Just your weapon thing.
it? So +6, so that'd be a 14.
Yeah. Roll a d4 for damage.
Oh my god.
Non-lethal, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, what does a commoner have?
Commoners have more than 4 health. They have
Just
6.
That is a total of 2.
Okay. So yeah, you like punch him in the side, and then you do your crippling strike on him. And he has disadvantage on what's the saving throw?
This is making me nervous.
I just put the 2 dice down, and they were both on 20s. I didn't roll it. I just put it down.
DC 12.
Okay, yeah, you rolled 10. So yeah, so he is blinded by the bag, and he cannot talk. So he's muted, right? Yeah. And he's punched in the side, so he's not doing great.
Now you have to undress him.
Yeah.
Well, first let's knock him out before we do that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you can say, you know, yeah.
I just want to keep punching him.
No, okay, yeah. You pull him into the alley far enough away, and then you like knock him down. We want to say you have to roll for it, but
Misses and punches
Why
him
don't
myself.
close it?
the
Well,
alley doesn't have like immediate view to where it is. So.
Are you stealing like everything on his person?
He doesn't need his underwear anymore.
You can strip him
Also,
of
I don't
everything
need it.
except for his underwear, maybe. You don't need that.
But what if they check?
Does he have skid marks?
You're right.
Does he have one skip?
Yeah, maybe he shit himself.
I want to be in character, so I need to know.
Do you tie him up? Do you...
Yeah, I'll tie him up. Arms and legs.
Could have been a barrel or something.
Is there with glasses?
No.
Is there like a big box, a crate?
Great.
Anything that is that
You
can
could
get
hide
into-
him behind like something, but you
Yeah,
couldn't
dumpster.
hide him.
Like a
supplies.
Put him in the dumpster.
Put him in the party supplies.
You could like
No!
you could throw him into like a bush or something.
It'll be a surprise.
I'll just throw him all the way as far as I can, and I'll like hide him in
Get the
like,
Yeah, in the
with
bush.
the
Okay.
stuff.
And you take everything, and then you meet up with Bell.
Yeah.
I'll put on my
He's
pants
gonna
and my
bite us
jacket.
in the ass, probably.
I really hope you guys picked the right size person.
I mean, you're like,
You guys like extra small.
It's not like they're
It's like
either
coming up to
human or
here,
elf.
like-
It's not like they're going to be significantly bigger or smaller. You get new clothes, and you're going to go into the thing.
Yep, I'm just gonna
Go out, grab a crate.
have a crate and just follow along.
Okay.
And I'll just
and then Gen will end up going back into the alleyway and just, or not an alleyway, just like stand near the entrance of the alleyway to make sure like nothing happens.
Okay. How do we? Because you're in a disguise, so like, you just kind of walk in there.
I guess it would be a performance, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Do a performance check.
Performance to see if it'd be either performance or deception. But
24.
whoa!
Yeah, you just grab something, you start following everyone in, you go in. It's got the basic layout of what you saw in Haywood. It's like massive staircase, rings on the side. But you go to the right, and you follow the people, and you get to this gigantic ballroom where everyone's putting stuff. So I have a picture.
Picture.
Do you have a picture of
You
the
have a picture,
ballroom?
mate.
Wait,
How chaotic should it be?
I don't know, but I'm like scared. I kind of want
Like
you
an
to like,
absolute mess of
I don't know, like drop the crate or something, or like,
I want to like, I need to go to the bathroom and like,
and just look around.
yeah, maybe like see who's in charge, see if you recognize like any symbols or signas on anybody.
Yeah, there we go.
See if you see any of this.
is there like a skylight in the?
Why do we care about skylight?
I'm just wondering. Oh, we've already passed the full moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the full moon was only a week ago.
Oh, so the wolves won't get turned.
Turn.
They won't get turned.
Arr!
The wolves won't get turned.
The
Everyone's
wolves will
saving
get-
this
Arr!
piece of shit.
They won't get cronked.
Quacky donk donk.
Dom.
Donk.
Dong-a-dong-dong.
Don't get quacky donk donk.
I feel like we should cut this part out. We might have to edit this.
You guys just make so much sound. That's what you see.
See where it comes from.
I said, frick my nuts. Stop!
So yeah, you go into
Okay.
the big entrance down the stairs. It looks like that. You see what I mean by like the glass
Yeah.
at the bottom?
Just like the one wall kind of.
Yeah, it's like, you can show Gen as well because he saw at least the outside of it and into it.
Okay.
And so that's what you see.
Are there other areas within this that I'm seeing where like other servants are going?
Yeah, some of them are going to like presumably kitchens and stuff.
Okay. I want to try to like investigate as much as I can, and I'm okay with like looking lost if I need to.
Yeah.
But
Are you trying to be stealthy or just trying to
I'm still trying to blend in,
Okay.
like social stealth, if that makes sense.
do a performance check?
That's a 12.
Okay. Yeah, no, you wander for a bit, you find... It's not enough place for you to find a kitchen, because you're just delivering stuff.
Used to be in the kitchen.
I'll say you can, like, leave and come back with more supplies if you want.
Yeah,
but,
just
like,
do a
yeah.
couple of trips.
Yeah. I'm not going to have you
you're
roll for every
really-
single time.
You're
But,
really
Committing.
I'm gonna.
committing
yeah.
to the role.
and you deliver some stuff to the kitchen, it's pretty massive.
I'm expecting pay after this.
Mostly it's in the kitchen and ballroom. If you want to wander off, you can.
I definitely want to wander off.
You find first room that isn't where you're supposed to be. You find like a small dining room. It's not huge. You kind of look around for a bit. It doesn't look like any particular thing. Like it's not like it doesn't look super important. I mean, it's just a regular dining room. You keep wandering. Do investigation check.
Yeah. That's a 1.
Yeah, you
What?
kind of
You get lost, but they have really good food looking.
Ooh.
So much.
yeah, you keep wandering and you go into a room that looks like a study, and there is an older gentleman behind the desk, just writing down, and he looks up when you come in.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna like immediately like
Oh shit. Oh shit.
before he even like gets a good look at me, I'm like, oh, wrong room. I'm totally sorry, and like, because I don't want to see my face, even though I'm. Yeah.
Wait, he calls out.
Metagaming. I'm definitely not going to the dinner now.
Oh my god!
I'll come back. Can I help you?
You're delivering supplies for the ball.
Yes, I just got lost. I'm sorry. Your estate is magnificent. I just you know, I'm gonna act as nervous as I can.
What's your name?
Right.
Do a performance or deception check.
Oh.
Performance, yes. I know you're gonna do performance.
That's a 12.
Brett. Okay. It's a pleasure to meet you. This is the Lord's study, so I will
terribly
not come
sorry.
back here again.
Oh, thank you. And I'll just. While I'm in there, can I see anything that sticks out to me?
There's like family paintings and stuff on the wall. There's
Can I get a
bookshelves and
Can I see like his granddaughter, for example, and like?
do an perception check.
Oh my god!
Okay, that's a 14.
Let me see if I have.
It's so good.
So this is the man sitting behind the desk.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
The finish.
he looks like an ass.
And he has a painting. This is not what the painting looks like, but it's of this person.
Okay, so she's not like a child.
No, she is barely an adult.
Okay.
But he has a painting of that, and it's like it's like front and center in his room, basically.
Oh. Uh-oh.
You like
It's
He
this.
like it.
You like
he like
what?
it. He likes that granddaughter.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, yeah, what? And he just kind of goes back to what he's doing.
Okay. Can I get a sense of what he's working on?
He's just. Yeah, you can just get a sense. He's just doing Lord's business.
Okay.
He's just like writing letters. He puts a seal on something. It's
No,
obviously
okay,
this is
help me
obviously
out.
Harlan Ashcroft.
Should I do something?
just burst inside.
I'm going to like, as I'm turning around, I'm gonna like trip and like yell like a small like yell and then be like, oh, I'm fine, and then like act like I'm like trying not to make a big deal, but like start to like limp out of the room and like
Performance check.
god.
Oh my god!
That's a 23.
Okay, what are you
You
trying to
actually
accomplish?
break your
What are you trying to accomplish with?
I want to try to like I want to like build kind of a small like rapport with him to like get him talking to like maybe start to get to know him a little bit. You know what I mean? So like if he'll come to help me, maybe.
So
Like,
are you falling down, or are you?
I like fell and like I'm like trying to like get back up and act like I'm not trying to get his help because he's a lord, but also, you know what I mean?
You like kind of like trip over, and he looks back up at you, and he's like, "Are you okay there?"
Yeah, I'm totally fine.
Well, watch your footing. And then he goes back to what he's doing.
Okay, I'm gonna like limp out and then like
And you limp out, and
And then-
you walk straight into the person that was in the painting.
Oh my god!
okay. I'm just gonna like
And like it's not like a full-on walk into knock her
Yeah.
over, but it's like a stumble thing, and she's like flinches for a second, but it's like, "Are you okay there? Are you?"
oh I'll be fine. It's nothing. You do I know you? You look familiar.
You must be new here. I'm Melissa.
Oh,
I'm
Melissa.
Lord Ashcroft's granddaughter.
I'm gonna like do like a bow and like
Did you meet with my grandfather?
only by accident.
He meets a lot of people by accident these days. He's I'm trying to think of how to explain this without
Like how she would explain it.
how she would explain it. He meets a lot of people these days, even those who he has known for years. He's a little.
Oh, like it must be
He,
difficult.
yeah, it can be very difficult sometimes. He always remembers me though.
Well, very memorable.
It was. You should probably get back to her. She's like
Right.
feeling a little emotional in the face. Like,
Right. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, my lady.
it was.
I'm gonna
And
limp away.
she kind of doesn't really respond. She's kind of thinking now.
Yeah. I'm gonna limp away. I think about how a commoner like me could make it with a girl like her.
Oh my god.
But yes, what you infer from that is that he is getting old in years, and he's not all there.
Well, that's good. Oh, but
But if
she
she's
saw
gonna
me.
be there, she's gonna.
It's not like there is
But-
going to be hundreds of people there.
But also, like,
I mean, I
I'm a
didn't just make
servant.
that up on the spot. That was
Yeah.
one of the rumors.
I'm also like, I'm a servant, so they're not gonna like remember me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
But
People
they're
don't
not-
remember. People don't
they're gonna
remember
be
servants.
Yeah. So I think I can still go to the. Anyway, I'm gonna like. After that, I'm gonna maybe like do another like round and then just leave.
Yeah. Got another rumor.
Yeah.
Harwin Ashcroft is getting old and is rumored to be losing his memory.
Shoot her shot.
Yeah, anyway. You go back out. You've gotten a semi-decent layout of the place.
Uh-huh.
You've seen the ballroom specifically. So that, like, you going there will not surprise you. You didn't find any kind of meeting place, but the dining room didn't seem like that kind of dining room. You meet back up with Gen.
How's the guy?
He's still unconscious.
I'm gonna like strip down and kind of just throw my clothes on him,
Is getting excited by seeing this?
and then get redressed.
He does have his flask on him still. So.
Yeah, so while he's getting dressed, I'm gonna redress the guy.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna redress the guy best I can. And then whenever the coast is clear, I wanna kinda like grab him, pull him out of the alleyway, put him like, against the wall, just sitting there with the flask in hand.
Yeah.
And then maybe like if we're on the other side of the alleyway, like just make like a noise that maybe other people will like come down and like find him. I don't know.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do maybe something. I feel bad that he loses his job.
And
You
then
clearly didn't care about that when
you make
grabbed
the
him in
sound,
alley.
and it catches the attention of two of the people, and they kind of walk over to him, and they're just like, "That's exactly what they say." Again, seriously, and then they kind of like kick him and wake him up. It's like, Eugene, get back to work.
I was gonna be like, if it's Brett, maybe.
And he just kind of stumbles and is like confused, but like goes back to work, very confused.
I met Lord Ashcroft.
You're like, what the fuck? Why'd you meet Lord Ashcroft?
Oh yeah, I'm like, wait, what?
And Melissa Ashcroft. Anyway,
How did you manage that?
I did get lost, but interestingly, Lord Ashcroft seems to have trouble with his memory these days, it seems. So I don't know if he would be someone to scheme and plot if you catch up to it.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm really hoping that his daughter's not like running the show, or his granddaughter, and she's like evil or something. Anyway, because just saying.
Can I like tell if he's like
Do an insight check. Wait, you can actually roll the insight check, yeah.
I think that's
You get like plus one.
oh yeah, it's a +6, so 18.
Are you kind of taken with her?
I'm
a
like,
little bit?
not like anything serious, but just like
Yeah, she was
Pretty
attractive.
girl.
pretty girl.
Okay, so like
Where's
nothing
your picture?
like. Okay, so he's just like
oh, it's right here. I need clips.
it's just a bit flustered, but not like oh my gosh, she's so pretty.
I'm not even like
Or not.
trying to like really hide it necessarily, if that makes sense.
He's
I'm
just like thinking about like, oh,
Yeah.
she was attractive.
yeah.
You fell in love at first sight.
bad she's
Okay.
not.
Get you two.
Ain't that just the way?
Let's go.
You go into the slums. What are you trying to do?
I want to just talk to some of the parents, some of like the. I want to see if I can find someone who looks like they would be a mother.
Mhm.
Maybe like an older woman. Maybe
Do investigation check. One investigation check for every hour, I would say,
one investigation.
because it is only like 2 in the afternoon.
That's cocked. Is that cocked? I feel like that's cocked. Which is terrible because that wasn't at 20.
It was like on the side of the wood.
Dang.
You said investigation?
Yeah.
16.
Okay. It doesn't. It takes you an hour, but you find someone that seems like someone that's a mother. Maybe she's talking to a child or something.
And I'm just gonna I'm gonna like walk up to her with an air of kind of confidence, like covered, and I'm holding my shield and my sword, and just walk up to her. And I'm gonna go, ma'am, can I speak to you?
Make non-British accent.
Non-British accent. Ma'am.
Sorry, I'm
Oh,
just
no.
checking. I'm checking. Holy shit! If you didn't you blow out my ears, you definitely blew out the freaking microphone.
I see that.
You just see the spike.
It is a mid-40s human lady. She is working in a small, like, little store called Floral and Hardy. It's like a little flower store, basically. It's got a bunch of different flowers and stuff. And she's got a kid that is really young, but is her child. But she can't, like, leave him at home or anything.
Okay, she sees a very cloth-covered, gray-eared, gray-faced elf. Just kind of shouting at her.
Sorry, ma'am. Yes, how can I help you?
Investigation on behalf of Lord Hayward. I am here to investigate the disappearance of several children within the area. Do you have any information regarding these disappearances?
She, like, lowers herself. She's not necessarily bowing, but she, like, is very deferential, I guess. I've heard all the rumors that everyone else has heard, ma'am. Like, children have been going missing for months.
We are looking into the specific disappearance of, and I'm gonna kind of grab a blank piece of paper, but I'm gonna pretend that I'm grabbing a piece of paper and just going, we are looking into the disappearance of one, Hugo, no last name given.
My heart.
I think I've heard the name before.
We're told that he is a little boy between the ages of 6 and 8. I don't know what he looks like entirely. I don't remember.
Just human boy.
A human child.
Human boy, dirty blonde hair, very ashen. We're trying to locate this child's parents to maybe inform them of the specific investigation regarding their son, letting them know that this is being handled and investigated by nobility within Ravenhold.
She doesn't seem to recognize it like the child belonging to anyone in particular. She recognizes the name, but it's like a very faint recollection. It's like I've heard the name before. I feel like it's... Yeah, I think some city guards were investigating a year or so ago. I think that's the name. He was gone for a while.
2 years.
Yeah, it was 2 years.
Okay.
I think that's what it was from. Her memory's not great, but she seems to be honest in what she is saying, at least.
Well, I appreciate what you have given me. Do you do you have a current estimate of how many children or individuals may currently be missing within your district here?
Just in our district?
Just in your district.
Like, at least 20. There are... I mean, most of them are those without homes. We do what we can for the children here, but not all of them have parents. What's that face for?
Not all of them have parents, meaning is the nobility having kids and then throwing the kids into the slums?
Oh,
Bastards.
Because how does a kid not have parents?
they could have. These are peasants, so they could have died.
They could have died.
Could
Or
have
they
died,
were
they
orphans
could
too.
have orphaned them because maybe they just didn't want anyone else to feed.
Or the bastards.
Or they're bastards. And I'm gonna kind of lower my voice and I'm gonna get a little down to her level. I'm just gonna go. Ma'am, are you aware of any current allegations against any of the noble houses regarding these missing children?
Allegations against the nobles?
Strictly between.
She looks a little concerned. But it's like, who would be targeting the nobles?
We're more considering the fact that some of the other nobles may be targeting individuals within slums.
You saying the nobles are behind this?
We don't want to assume anything, though. I think it's just best that we keep an ear out.
I can keep an ear out. That's anything to help.
Thank you.
You said you're working for Lord Hayward?
On behalf of Lord Hayward, he has some concerns against Lord Ashcroft. I mean, pretend you did not hear that. I said he has some concerns against Lord Ashcroft, and then I'll pretend you didn't hear that. I'm gonna.
Of course, ma'am. Of course.
I'm
I
gonna
won't say a word.
slightly bow my head and go, please. My job at the end of the line. There's a lot of contention amongst the higher nobility right now.
You can see that she looks a little excited to have gossip. Considering she rolled 3.
I'm just gonna kind of go, like, we're concerned for Lord Ashcroft. He went to our best, so we're doing our best to investigate anything that may be, present near the end of his life.
Of course. I won't say a word.
On your way.
she's in the shop.
Oh right, I thought she was just like in the street.
No, she's in the shop.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't think that.
You're dismissed.
How do we
You're
know?
dismissed,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'll just
no,
go.
Yeah.
I'll be on my way,
Yeah.
and then I'll leave.
That's fine.
Okay, I want to find another woman on the actual street, so is that another investigation? 11.
You eventually find someone that is not completely rejecting you as a customer or anything like that. But like, there's just a couple people knowing who you are.
I'm just gonna go, hey, boy!
This is a half-elf woman, like half high elf, half human, a bit younger. Like, yes, miss, how can I help you? What can I do for you?
We are currently, on behalf of the investigative team with Lord Hayward. We are investigating the disappearances of several children within the area, also a couple of older adults. Just trying to see if you have any specific names, any specific updates, how many children, individuals you've seen go missing.
Yeah, a few dozen. We've mentioned it to the city guards before.
We're specifically concerned with anybody of,
There's Flynn. He was a younger boy. Went missing a few months ago. Colin. Half a year ago.
I wish we knew the names of the other two.
We're specifically, and I'm gonna do a little performance here. I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna get down on her level and I'm gonna go. We're specifically looking into the disappearance of children who we have last been seen with individuals with colors that may reflect back on nobility.
I don't know anything about that. Sometimes kids wander off and they don't come back.
You haven't seen any guards specifically pertaining to. Hold on. You haven't seen any guards particularly pertaining to. I gotta find the list. Hang on.
That's alright.
And you haven't seen any guards particularly pertaining to the Wakefield. Or any of the noble houses. Excuse my. Any of the noble houses. Excuse me.
Do a perception check.
Oh,
I mean, no, sorry, insight check.
Me doing inside? That's hot. Can't stop clapping. 12.
She had a flash of recognition, said Wakefield. But then she immediately, like, became deferential again, fearful a little bit.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. I missed.
I don't know anything about the Wakefields. I don't know anything. And then she starts walking off.
She starts
I'm just gonna tuck that little nugget of information away.
It's probably not.
Can I see Grudok anywhere in the sun?
What's Grudok doing?
What are you doing, bud?
Hurry, kidnap her.
Oh, I can follow her. Can I follow her?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. So I want to.
Well, yeah, I assume you've been watching something.
Yeah, I've just been.
I just want to look at Grudok, and I just kind of want to like head gesture towards the lady I was just talking to.
Let's do a quick follow. Start following.
Okay, do stealth check.
I'm pretty sure my stuff is pretty good.
Should.
I would have think. It's a 14.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I have a +7.
He has a +7 to his stealth.
I'm a
Rogue.
rogue.
Yeah, no, you can follow her for a bit. She kind of
What's your stuff?
definitely walks away from you.
What's your dexterity?
Walks off a little speedily, kind of not running, but fast
Hurriedly
walking.
away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You follow her for a bit. Do a perception check.
It's going to be a 14 again.
Yeah, you follow her for like half an hour. She kind of like leaves. Maybe not half an hour, that's a little bit. She like 15 minutes or so. She kind of gets to the other side of the slums. and like starts to slow down, and then she enters like a small little shack. She enters the shack.
Oh, did you come with me?
No, because she was walking specifically away from me.
Yeah.
That's why I had you follow.
And it literally is just like a small rundown house. It's barely like anything. It's tiny, like 10 feet by 10 feet.
Boom, boom, boom. Police!
Please open up.
Please open up.
I don't know.
Medicate man. What else? Yeah, 2 minutes to listen.
Like,
Because
she's just going into a shack.
did you say it was like a house? Like a rundown house?
Yeah, it's like a rundown house.
It could just be her house.
It could just be her house. She's probably literally just scared that she just
Maybe it was.
that I gave away something or that she gave away something.
I mean, there's something connecting her to Ashcroft.
Something to Wakefield.
Or Wakefield.
Yeah, specifically Wakefield. So, I mean, we don't have to go through all the houses. So we know that, for whatever reason, Wakefield, either the guards or people that are of the House of Wakefield have been in these slums. And children may or may not have gone missing or gone with these individuals.
If I'm sneaky, maybe I'll just kind of sneak around the house, see if I can hear anything.
Oh, you're going to do a perimeter check of the house?
Yeah. Do a perception check and then maybe a stealth check as well.
Yeah. Perception first.
Yeah.
Perception is going to be 16.
Okay.
And stealth
Yeah,
is going
inspiration.
to be 15.
Okay. She's like, oh shit, 15. Still good. No, you kind of just look at it's just a rundown area. There's nothing special about this area at all. You're kind of watching out.
Inside. Is she doing anything?
No, she's not. She's not making any noise really. You kind of watch for a while, and she doesn't come back out. I don't know how long you want to watch her for, but
5 minutes. Kind of look inside.
That's fucking terrifying.
do a
Just like.
do a stealth check again because it's for a different thing.
Looks like you
Ooh.
fucking.
That's going to be 24. Am I doing that right? 23, 24?
Plus 7,
7.
18, it's 25.
Yeah, you look into the what tiny window-ish thing there is. It's not glass or anything. It's literally just like a hole basically. Yeah, and you see her kind of like curled up and like arms around her knees on her bed, just laying there.
Like fetal position.
Yeah, kind of fetal position. And she's like, eyes closed, you can see her face, and she just looks kind of scared. But she doesn't look, it's not like malicious or anything, she's just worried.
Time.
Yeah.
I want to keep digging.
I'm going to reach my hand to...
That's fucking scary as shit.
Just send your bird in there to start just attacking her.
Don't do that. That's terrible.
Yeah, no, it's like she's not doing anything, she's just huddled up, kind of. Maybe, yeah, scared and worried and just trying to forget about everything.
So she already seems pretty startled, and I'm pretty startled. I don't think I'm going to try to get any more information from her.
Probably not.
And probably just keep in mind where the house is for later investigation.
I'll just
Yeah.
head back towards you.
Okay, I want to see if I can find any. How I want to do this. I want to go away from the area that I've been in.
Okay.
It's a different group of people.
Mhm.
So probably walk for while
Yeah,
he's following. So
5-10
20.
minutes.
I'm thinking 20 minutes because he's
You would
following
leave
her.
this. You'd probably leave the slums if you would.
Okay, I
My
want.
idea was that she walked 15 minutes almost from one end to the other.
Okay, I want to get to like a different area, so like a different group of people, and I want to see if there is an older gentleman or any kind of gentleman that looks wise, like the grandpa who sits on his chair outside and knows all of the gossip of the neighborhood.
Do an investigation check. The only person who fits your description of older and wise is you find a blacksmith shop, and there's an older gentleman just working at the blacksmith. and he's the only one that looks wizened or learned. Not learned, but like he's seen some shit and knows some shit.
Okay. I'm gonna go into the blacksmith shop, and I'm gonna, have my cool sword and my cool shield. I'm gonna put my shield down, and I'm gonna, put my sword down, put that tip into the floor. Just the tip. And I'm gonna go, "Can I bother you, sir?"
And he's working on a sword. Like dunks it in the water and turns to you.
Okay, metagaming for just a second. The collars that we took off the dire wolves that attacked us, did they have any kind of metal links that went together, or was it solely leather?
It would have like a buckle on it.
Like a buckle. Okay.
Did you make any buckles?
Because
You made any buckles recently?
I'm trying to figure out. They know Wakefield, and they're in the slums. Maybe the reason they're scared of Wakefield is because this area is. They know, they're doing the dirty work for Wakefield. Like, they're making a shit ton of collars or something. Okay, this is my plan. Okay. He says, "Sorry."
How can I help you, Moose? He's got a large scar across his face. Older gentleman. He's an older human. Probably like 50, 60 years old. He looks older than he actually is.
Okay. I'm just gonna go. On behalf of Lord Haywood and his investigative services, we are here to further inquire about some of the missing children and subsequent werewolf attacks that may or may not be connected. And I just have a couple of questions, if that's okay.
You have questions for me about werewolf attacks?
Specifically about collars. Have you done any work on collars of any shape or size recently?
He looks at all of the metal around you and he's like, "You realize I just work with metal, right? Not leather."
I'm specifically talking about any kind of linking mechanism that could be attached to a collar.
I make buckles sometimes, yeah.
Have you made a number of these for any specific?
I have a few shops that buy them.
Could you
The leatherworking shop, the clothing shop, make them for boots, make them for belts, make them, you said collars? Make them for collars, I guess.
Alright. And I'm gonna do my whole look around thing. And I'm gonna put my hand on, I've got my sword here, so I'm gonna put my sword. Here you go. Have you seen, between you and me, any members of that Wakefield house around more often?
Around here?
Slums, particularly. House Hayward just has a couple concerns regarding their recent activities.
I mean, I see multiple guards around here. I'm sure some of them are Wakefields.
Are these guards talking to anybody in particular? Anybody you could point me in the direction of?
I can't point you in the direction of anyone. People come and go all the time.
Alright.
That sword that you have there, it's an interesting one. I've never seen it quite like that. Can I have a look?
Unfortunately, it was specially manufactured for particular purposes, and I'm going to sheath it.
Have you killed anyone with
Between you and me, probably some people that didn't deserve it.
that? Have you killed many?
I try not to think about the number.
I would be careful about the number.
Well, contract is contract.
Fair. But that's not what I mean. And then he goes back to work.
What?
He's like, now first.
He's like, yeah, he's like, how many people have you killed? And she's like, I don't keep track of the number. He's like, I would be careful with the number. With that sword specifically. What?
Okay.
What does he know about your
I'm
soul?
gonna leave.
That literally means nothing to you,
No, it doesn't.
though.
It's like a soul sword.
Okay.
You're sending souls to the void.
Am I?
They are now one with the void.
Jesus Christ.
Until
Okay.
all
You're
are
missionary.
one.
No! I hate this. I hate this. Okay.
That is the true purpose of the void.
I'm gonna look and I'm gonna stand out in the middle of the street for a second.
Am I able to
I'm gonna do another investigation, and what I'm looking for specifically, this will probably be my last one. What I'm looking for specifically, is there anybody that I can see out of the corner of my eye? Someone that maybe like just paying a little bit too close attention to me. Someone who's kind of like peeking out of the shadows. Okay? That's what I'm looking for. Fuck. 7.
You feel like you're being watched. And when you look around, you can't really see anyone. You can mitigate, it's fine.
I'm gonna do that. I'm going to cast. I'm gonna.
I'm reminding people of stuff is not a
I'm
bad
gonna-
thing.
I just feel like I'm like influencing people to
No,
do
it's
my
fine.
thing.
It's totally her choice to do it.
Okay, I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Okay.
30 feet. Okay.
Out of nowhere, an arrow just comes flying at you.
It was Belle.
It was Bill.
Bell was the traitor all along. He's holding like Gen's head.
Yeah, his severed like mask helmet face.
He's got like little hairs.
About 20 feet away from you, behind a building, is some illusion magic.
Okay, I'm gonna walk in the opposite direction because this lasts for 10 minutes. I'm gonna walk in the opposite direction of the building, like away from them, and see if it follows.
It disappears from you 30 feet. And then it reappears.
Okay. I would like to walk towards. Can you hand me the map real quick?
And then it disappears. And then it reappears.
Fuck you. Okay.
It's getting intense.
Is there like a central kind of water well?
What do you mean?
Like, is there a central place where a lot of the slum get their water?
I mean, probably. There's like a river outside of town, but
Was there like a common, like a well where they would like dig down into?
we can say there is.
Okay, I guess I'll ask one of the commoners to just like, is there a common well that I can?
Yeah, it's just up around the corner.
Okay, I'll go to that well. And what I want to do, because this is my character, so I'm watching this sort of blink, blink in my background. I want to go up to this well, and I'm just gonna put my hands around the side of the well. And I am going to cast Purify Food and Drink
On.
the water.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to clean the water
Okay.
because I have my doubts that they would drink clean water, especially if they're in the slums. So this well.
How much does purify
Let me
water
see.
do?
Not all non-magical food and drink within a 5-foot radius sphere, centered on a point of your choice, within range, is purified and rendered free of poison and disease.
Okay. So 5 foot is only 5 foot square. Hey, do you want to do it on like
On
a
a
bucket?
sphere, so a
5 foot
5-foot
radius.
sphere,
5 foot radius. So yeah.
a
Like
5-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range. So I'm guessing I can look down the well and see like the bucket.
Yeah, you want to do it on the bucket?
I want to do it on the
Yeah,
bucket.
you can see the bucket. It cleans a lot. It purifies it.
Okay. That is the good part of me, because
Now time to do the bad.
I
Well,
don't
the
like the bad!
person sees that.
How would they say that?
What?
I'm looking down into a well and
Well, they see you doing something.
looking into a well.
What is the components on the spell?
Transmute.
No, components.
Oh, verbal and S. What is S?
Somatic. So
So you say something and moves your hands. So they see you doing something.
Okay.
Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Abracadabra
That's-
kaboom!
Alakablam.
They see it. Are you doing anything else?
I'm going to. So after I've done that, I'm just gonna put my hand in my sword, and I'm just gonna stand up a little bit straighter.
And the illusion disappears. The magic disappears. Off your room.
Okay. Do I see Rulock on the room?
Rulock is approaching you. Right now.
What's up, lady? Oh, you're not married anymore. What's up, bitch?
There were some things we need to discuss. And I think we should start heading back to our house.
Okay. You head back to your house. Do a perception check.
No.
I hate this. Natural 20 for a 22!
17.
Have you had your net 20 for today yet?
Not everyone.
Must have so far.
I've had 2.
Cool.
Get on my level.
I got one.
I got over 20.
I've rolled 3 and none of them have been for anything. It's just been me rolling dice.
I've rolled 3 3s and 2 4s
Ryan, you
and a
see-
1. I can't. I can't go very fast.
I just do this. I do this at work all the time.
My hand-eye coordination is bad.
Okay. Blackburn, Haywood, or Rothestos? Which one?
Blackburn, Hayward, or Real Fastos. I think we're either picking a rumor or we're picking something. Whatever house is gonna try to kill me.
Roll a d6.
Why a d6?
Because if it's like 1 and 4, 2 and 3, or no, 2 and
1, 2, 3, 4,
2
5,
and
6.
5.
Hayward, Blackburn, Real Fastos.
Okay. Ludona, the dark elf that was married, that he married, is very rarely seen in public and is only heard of leaving her home to attend important functions. There are rumors as to why, but most people don't know. They have no idea. But it's very rare to see her in public. There is at least one rumor that she is something of a mage. Ludona is rarely seen in public. Is only heard of leaving her home to attend functions. Some believe that she's a mage. Whatever that means, you don't know. But
Can I ask if that rumor, does she get the vibe that like the ball might be an important function she might attend?
yes, you would get that idea.
It's the yearly common.
All her little test subjects will be gathered all at once. Which is the one.
Can't just assume.
So it's a
Just because
hunch.
she's under.
Haywood or Blackburn?
No.
I only have 2 rumors left.
Okay. Dude, how much are we doing?
Wait, who are the 2 that are left?
Hayward or Blackburn?
You could do a d4, and then if it's 1, 2, it's Hayward. If it's 3, 4, it's Blackburn.
Do we know much about Blackburn?
Not
He's
as
the
much
one-
as everyone else.
Oh. So, it says the Wakefield is the one that had the affair with Blackburn.
With Lawrence Blackburn.
That's not the. Is
That's
that
not the-
that's not the current noble.
That's not
No,
the
no,
process.
yeah.
Lionel is the current.
Oh, that's his dad. That's right. Okay.
Season 3.
Oh, Umbrella Academy?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do 1 and 2 is
Blackburn.
Hayward.
Oh, Hayward.
That's a 4.
So Blackburn.
Lionel Blackburn, who is 24, has just recently taken over lordship of his family 4 months ago after his father, Lawrence, was killed by werewolves while out hunting with his son.
I have my doubts.
So he's alone with his son, and then he gets killed. And now he has.
He was hunting with his son on just a hunt,
So he had motive.
and his father was killed by werewolves.
And his father wasn't like of age to pass away, was he?
No. He was older, like 50 or something, but he wasn't.
Not like near death age.
No.
He has a motive. He can be Lord.
So he is only recently in charge of the lordship as of 4 months ago.
What's that thing again?
Blackburn, after his father Lawrence was killed by werewolves while out hunting with his son.
I'm nervous, guys. There's a hunch, part of me that I think that it is the entire council, or at least more than one.
More than one seems to have some kind of motive.
Yeah. What if they're all working together?
Oh no!
Ludelna Rilfastos, is she the current?
She's the lady Rilfastos. She's the dark elf that was married a year ago.
And Rilfastos typically very high elves, right? And that was the contention.
That's what the controversy was.
And we don't know the name of the current lord of Rilfastos, do we?
Yeah.
Right, Wilshire?
Yeah, Hellish.
Yeah.
Hellish Shore. Hellish Shore.
How do you spell that?
ELASHOR.
I was half expecting the invisible person to be not Chris.
Sirach?
Yeah.
You should have confronted them. And you
That's
could have
one
done like the
person?
cool
Yeah.
like.
How
well,
the fuck am I supposed to confront them?
Well, like, you could have just grabbed your sword and been like, it's rude to eavesdrop.
No, I'm not a contentious person.
Well,
And I also
the
don't wanna
moment
do
she
that-
grabbed her sword, the person disappeared.
Oh, true. You could have like, I don't know, ran to.
And then, what was Blackburn, his father's name? The one that was killed?
Lawrence.
Lawrence?
And the mother that died under mysterious circumstances 20 years ago was Joanne.
And his son's name is...
Lionel. So you guys meet back up with everyone at the house? It's now like early evening. You guys
I don't know why it's wrong.
Just while we were
You
walking
drink
back,
a lot of stuff.
I did.
While
I
we
mean,
were walking back,
I've
I
drank
was
some.
what is it? I don't know if we have anything to worry about that one. We just went. I found her just afraid of the death.
She only became afraid after I mentioned the name Wakefield.
After you mentioned Wakefield,
Wakefield. House Wakefield.
that's the one with the rumors of black magic.
Black magic. Sydney. Lady Sydney.
Dark magic, thank you. Just kidding.
Dark
Wait,
magic, you
dark
bitch.
elf, just kidding.
Do we want to like skip ahead to?
I think we should end there first.
I'm not ready yet. Almost ready. That's why I'm trying to ask if you can skip ahead. It's like, what are you guys going to do between now and the ball? Is my question.
Sleep, probably.
Sleep, get ready, get dressed up, fancy makeup and
Because the
stuff.
ball isn't until tomorrow night, right?
You want the
Oh, yeah,
dinner is
the-
first.
Yeah, with the nobles.
I don't want to do the dinner though right now.
No, that's not.
Like, I know I don't want to do the dinner and the ball tonight.
No, we're not going to. That's what I just said 3 times.
Sorry, my brain doesn't understand.
I'm not going to just end it right here though. That's what I'm saying. But you guys don't have anything else you want to do between now and then.
No, I don't believe so.
I don't do that.
Okay, So you guys meet back
So,
up at your house.
Meet back up at the
Share
house, and
everything.
we should probably share all of
You
the
share
loot.
everything you have. Kalen says that he didn't find anything, and he searched quite extensively. We're secure here at least for now.
Okay.
I still think we should keep watch, obviously, just in case. You guys set up watches. You take your long rest. You go to bed. Get up the next day. If you're not doing anything in particular, if anyone needs to do anything,
Getting my long rest.
yeah, you get your long rest. You spend the whole day getting ready if you need to. You go get your outfit sorted. Caitlin will pay for it, obviously.
Yes.
40 gold,
Nice.
That's an
is-
outfit.
not as much as yours.
I imagine it to be like red and gold, like the main color themes. So
Yours was like 90 gold.
90?
Yeah. So you do all that. You meet up at the estate at 5:30.
yeah, that's what the
Yeah, 5:30 for the dinner starting at roughly 6, 5. It's basically just meet up and start dinner. You get led through the house by a random servant. And
This
then
is
so
Ashcroft House.
is the Ashcroft mansion.
I've never seen this before.
You kind of like know the layout roughly, but you're also like starting to memorize
Yeah,
where
the
you're going
layout,
now.
yeah.
Putting pieces on the map. And then you get to the meeting room, the door. You go in first to announce yourself. Or to announce them.
Yeah.
And you do your speech, and you see everyone in the room. Pictures.
Pictures! I know
Is
pictures!
Melissa there too, by the way?
No.
Okay.
This is Lord Ellishaw.
Vampire.
Vampire.
Just kidding.
Vampire.
This is Lionel.
Lionel killed his dad.
Yeah.
This is Sydney. And then you've seen the other two.
Sydney Wakefield, right?
Sydney Wakefield.
Maybe the witch.
And you
What
see
was that?
those three, you see the other two, and Lord Hayward's like, "Welcome to this meeting. It's a pleasure to have you. We'll eat dinner, and you can share what you have with the rest of the council." And that's where we end the session.